Hello, hello, hello. How are we doing today? We're going to do a mic check before I bounce in the room. I'm using the good old Blue Yeti that is used for ASMR. Just want to make sure I don't sound too loud. My other mic kicked the bucket. So, yeah, I'm using this until I get my replacement in tomorrow. So this one makes me sound extremely loud, and you can hear every single noise that's possibly in the room. So I'm going to welcome in everybody, and we're going to dig right into it today. And I'm just going to rant um, yeah, so it's going to be one of those days today. So welcome in everybody. I am Daphne, your host of Daphne's Case Files. Great to see everyone. Miss Kelly, hello. Thank you for being here. DEA, hello. Always great to see you. Susan, good to see you. Miss Jennifer, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Miss Irene, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. So the sound is great. Thank you so much. Miss Joyce, hello, hello, hello. Thank you for being here. Miss Susan, hello. Deanna, Stella, hello, hello. Kathleen, hello. Great to see you. Hello, Holly Jolly. I love Holly Jolly's photo. Isn't that just so freaking cute? The German Shepherd with the toast is my favorite. So, Heather Marie, hello. Good to see you. Good to see you. And Miss Joyce, hello. Thank you so much for being here. Al, I know you are here. I hope your arm is okay. I know it's hurting you. Diane, good to see you. Thank you so very much for being here. And welcome in everyone else. Susie, Matt, good to see you. And Miss Susan, thank you so much for being here. I'll let everybody kind of mingle in. I'm trying to get all set up. Yesterday was a crazy day. My mic, or actually 2 days ago, my mic gave out for no reason. It was working fine, and then it just like pooped out. I have no idea what happened. So then yesterday, I was trying to do a video, and nothing would work. Like all my electronics just like were going freaking crazy. I actually fell out of my chair that I'm sitting in right now. I have one of those rolling chairs, and for some reason, like my pants, they're like slick. And when I went to go sit on the chair, I fell out of my chair. I was like, no friggin' way. Are you kidding me? Like, I'm like, what a day, what a day. Thank you so much, Irene. I really appreciate the super sticker. Thank you. And I got new sounds now, you guys. What's the new sound? Yay, I got new little, sounds for when I get little super stickers and stuff. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you. So, today, I get messages all the time, and people, they ask me questions and they're like, "Oh, I don't think this is right." Uh, like AI will say this, and Chat GPT is telling me this. And I'm like, I just want to pull my hair out. Hey, Squid, good to see you. Tony, hey, good to see you. I cannot. All right, let me pull that back. I like AI for helping me with like doing thumbnails and, if I have a question or something. But AI, what it's doing now is picking up so much junk from the internet, and it's just twisting things. Basically, it's putting out incorrect information. So I want to go through um, I want to go through the documents today. And a lot of people ask me questions on if Cindy had actually like seen the kids, right? And this would have been on Thursday. And basically, Cindy, if you don't know, Cindy is the mother to Malehya Brooks-Murray. Malehya Brooks-Murray is the bio mother for Jack and Lilly Sullivan, we will be talking about today. And this is Jack and Lilly right here. I made a cute little picture of them, right? Um, I put the little blanket up in the corner here and the footsteps. So that's the only thing that we have to go off of. Um, that that tells us anything. I mean, actually, it doesn't tell us nothing, but I don't know. They seem to think that the cluster of footprints out on the pipeline means something. I I don't know. I really don't know. I feel that if somebody, especially children like scuff their feet when they walk, right? Children are clumsy. They're, you know what I mean? They're going to leave some kind of footprints leading up and leading away. They're not just going to beam down to one place and leave a cluster of footprints and then beam back up, right? Just doesn't make sense, you guys. So we're going to be going over this case today, and I want to bring awareness to Jack and Lilly as well. And we were going to talk about the polygraphs. We're going to talk about the new polygraphs too. We do know that some other family members were just polygraphed, and we will be going into that. If you guys have any questions or anything, you want me to look into anything in this case, just let me know. Hello, Miss Patriot Girl. Good to see all of you. You not feeling good, Susie? I'm so sorry. Oh, that's not good. This weather will make anyone feel gross, I'll tell you. It doesn't want to, it's warm for a day and then it gets freezing cold. So we're going to start with the documents. I think that what it does tell us is that they were not walking away, and they definitely not in the bush. I can agree with that. What do we think? So with the boot prints, right? Now the RCMP did come out, and with their last interview, right? They state they don't think that Jack and Lilly are in the woods. They don't think they're in the woods. And I'll play that interview. So whose boot prints could those be then? Hey, Zach, good to see you. You're in the same chat? All right. So let me go ahead and add this here. These are the documents and the most current documents. And I'm going to read over this. We know that Thursday, right? Thursday, the last known image, right? The last known proof of life was Jack and Lilly at the Dollarama. And that was around I made a little cute like picture, 2:45 in the afternoon, around that, right? And then we remember that Jack and Lilly, they went to Acropole, we were told, and they grabbed something called poutine. Now, I've never had poutine, but I heard it's like really freaking good. But I've never had it. So after that, they went home and they supposedly ate the poutine we heard at the house, right? So, and then after that, we were told from the documents and Daniel and Janie that Daniel and Janie were both working on the fence. Malehya, she had a video call with mom around 3:30, and we're going to get into that. Hi, Teresa. Good to see all of you. Somebody asked a question up here. Can an SUV drive up that pipeline trail? Well, I don't see why not. And I'll show you. I believe I heard Daniel say that pipeline trail, where that little road right there was used back in the day. I'm going to show you real quick. Hold on. I should have a photo of that actually. Give me 1 second. I know I do. Okay. This is just, now the footprints are kind of like all over the place. All right, let me add. All right. You guys see that? So you have the pink blanket, and then you have the cluster of boot prints where the other red dot is, It says boot prints. So don't look at the black boot prints. That's just, I just put those there. Hi, Kristen. Good to see you. Good to see all of you. If you love thick brown gravy and cheese curds, poutine is yummy. Have you ever tried it with white gravy? I don't really like brown gravy, but I like white gravy. I wonder if it'd be good with that. Daphne, I thought they confirmed the pipeline footprints were the bus driver's children and on a four-wheeler. No, that wasn't confirmed. And I've heard that the bus driver didn't bring his children out on the four-wheeler. So get that, right? Get that. Like, there's so many different stories within this timeline, and that's where everybody is getting confused. Like, I even get confused. So could a SUV drive up there? Yeah, absolutely. There's actually, if you go on Google Earth, I don't have my Google Earth pulled up, but if you go on Google Earth, you can actually see ATV like tracks, right? You can see ATV tracks. Well, the chicken gravy sounds good. Hey, Bonnie, good to see you. So, Cheryl brought her, yes, I heard that. Cheryl brought her niece and nephew. Yes, I heard that. So, but I heard that she didn't go in that area, right? Now, who lives over in this area, you guys? Who lives in this area? Yes, there are so many different stories. Harvey makes one with bacon. Ooh. So he did not bring the children out in the pipeline. Yes, so I heard, and I've been looking for that app actually too. I know Shan was as well looking for the information who, if if the bus driver's kids actually went out there. So I thought that was interesting. Then who did Janie speak to? Exactly. She spoke to a woman with her child on an ATV. Absolutely. And that's who we need to find out who that woman was with her child, right? She said it was a neighbor. Now, I know for a fact that Brad's wife and kids, they ride ATVs all the time. They absolutely do. They have their own little ATVs. And then the story about the letting their child off to use the bathroom. Where on earth did this story come from? Was it Daniel? Hi, Cindy. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Camilla, good to see you. Thank you for being here. I thought that was the bus driver's wife that was on the ATV, and I did too in the beginning. I absolutely did too. And then I heard it wasn't. So, yeah. So if anybody finds where that information came from, let me know. Let me know. What PETA? You guys are making me hungry. Every time we get on here, you guys talk about food. Okay. So, but what I do know is the information that I'm going to share with you now. We're going to go over these documents here. And I put in Cindy, right? So a lot of people say, well, Cindy didn't see the kids, right? Because it doesn't come out, the documents don't come out and say, Cindy didn't see the kids, right? Or she did see the kids. But this is how they worded it, right? This is everything that revolves Cindy, right? So I'm going to read through this. It says, McIntyre, right? McIntyre asked Malehya, which is our CMP, to look in her phone and confirm her timeline for Thursday. She provided the following information. At 6:29 a.m., Malehya received a message. This is for Thursday, okay? This is Thursday. At 6:29 a.m., Malehya received a message to confirm the kids were marked absent from school. Remember, she marked them absent on Thursday and Friday. Malehya said it was a slow morning. They didn't do a lot of other than like get breakfast, watch TV, and play. Malehya had a video call from her mother, right, at 3:37 p.m. Now, this is on Malehya's phone on Thursday to see the kids, right? So Cindy wanted to see the kids via a video call, right? This wouldn't be in person. This would be through a video call. Yeah, so it says right here in the documents. Malehya, okay, so where am I at? 3:37 on Thursday to see the kids. Cindy would have seen the kids on the phone. Cindy would have seen the kids on the phone. Now, when you go down here, give me 1 second. All right. And this is Cindy Murray, Malehya's mother. Cindy Murray, right, said she spoke with Malehya over Facebook Messenger. So that is the source of the video call, the video chat. She checked her Facebook Messenger history and provided the following information. Cindy had a missed audio call on April 30th at 1:21. They had a 12-minute video call at 4:40 p.m., right, on April 30th. Cindy said she did not remember the exact call because they talk at least once a day or more. And it just makes me think. Daniel said that Malehya and her mother didn't get along, but it looks like they do because they talk at least once a day or more. What do you guys think? Does it sound like somebody that doesn't get along? Hi, Corbin. Good to see you, my dear. Does it sound like somebody that doesn't get along with one another? Like, I talk to my mom a lot, but we don't talk every single day, right? For someone that doesn't get along with their mom, they sure as hell talk a lot, right? Okay, so it goes on to say, Cindy said she did not remember the exact call because they talk at least once or twice, once or a day or more. Okay, May 1st, which is Thursday, there was a missed call from Malehya at 2:52 p.m., right? So if you think about it, when they left the Dollarama, right? It was around like 2 o'clock, 2 something, 2:30 something, whatever. And they were driving home. They stopped at Acropole, got food. So there was a missed call from Malehya. They must have been in the car still around 2:52. And a video call at 3:37. Cindy said she called on video chat to see the kids, but nothing about the call stood out in her mind, right? Like nothing like stood out. Like nothing seemed odd, strange, like nothing was going on, right? And then it goes on to May 2nd. So this tells me that she did see the kids because, I mean, it says in Malehya's that she would have seen, she would have seen the kids because she did the video call. And this one says nothing about the call stood out in her mind. Like it didn't seem like nothing's going on there, right? Christina, thank you so much for being a member for 5 months. Wow, that is awesome. Thank you so, so very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for keeping Lily and Jack's story out there. Absolutely. We got to keep their names out there. We are coming up on a year. A year. Isn't that crazy? A year they've been missing. I can't believe time has went by that fast. It's just nuts. Ginger says if she did see the children on video call, then they were not outside, like Janie says. Well, I was thinking, if they did a video call, I mean, we don't really know how long that. Let's look. Right here. So Malehya tried to call her at 2:52 and a video call at 3:37. So we don't really know what time they went outside, though. That's the thing. Like, we don't have what time they went outside in writing. Janie just says that, when she came outside the trailer, Jack was digging for worms and bugs and stuff, right? And then around that time, I guess Daniel went to go help her with the fence, with the fence. And while Daniel was looking for his tools, Janie was raking the driveway. I heard that Cindy didn't raise Malehya, that her grandmother Patty did. I am not too sure about that. I did hear rumors about that, but I'm not too sure about that. Yeah. It was an ordinary video call. Yeah. I know that's what it says. Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Adrienne. Thanks for being here. Hello, Daphne. Found out about you from Justin. Yes. Love that one. So I had to check you out. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, I love Justin. He's awesome. Justin is amazing. Did Cindy actually see the kids on the video call or just Malehya Brooks-Murray? Well, Susie, the way it sounds here on the documents that she did see the kids, right? That she did see Jack and Lily. By the way, it's who wrote this down? Like, this is their notes, and then someone entered it, right? She would have seen the kids. They had a video call. She would have seen the kids because they had a video call. Cindy said nothing abnormal stood out to her, right? That's their words, not mine. But yes, the way they wrote it makes you second guess. But I mean, it's you know what I mean? It didn't come out and say, yes, she saw the kids or she seen the kids. Um, all it said was everything seemed normal to her, basically. Yeah, I don't know why they wrote it like that. It's just odd. Daphne, you need to try the Big Mac poutine. It tastes just like a Big Mac from oh my gosh. I haven't had a Big Mac and I can't even tell you a long time. Well, actually, maybe like 2 years, something like that. I'm not really a fast food junkie. I do like Taco Bell though. Like, I am a Taco Bell freak. I really am. Okay, let's go on to the rest of it. So it goes on to say, now, okay. So we already went through this part, right? And yeah, nothing stood out in her mind. Now, on May 2nd, right, we all know there was a missed call from Malehya at 8:28. Now, I thought this was kind of odd, right? I thought this was odd. There was a missed call at 8:28. Why do I think that's odd? Hi, Lynn. Good to see you, my dear. Why do I think that is odd? Because the fact that Malehya woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning, right? Like I did the video yesterday. This is what we're told. Malehya's alarm went off at 6 o'clock in the morning. She hit snooze till 6:15, woke up again, and then she automatically, within a few minutes, checks Jack and Lily out of school. Then we were told that she went to go get Meadow out of her crib, turned the TV on, puts Meadow in bed with her, right? And dozes off. That word, dozes off. Hi, Debbie. Good to see you, my dear. Why are all three dozing off? I hardly ever heard that word dozing off until I actually started getting into this case. Do you guys say dozing off? Like, who says dozing off? Do you guys say that? Like, I'm dozing off. I guess, like, if you sit on the couch and you're watching TV and you're like, oh, I'm dozing off. But yeah, it it drives me crazy too, Joyous. Like, it absolutely drives me crazy. I just like, wake the heck up. I don't understand. There's a lot of damn people freaking sleeping in this house. I wish I could sleep all day like these people, right? Okay, so it goes on to say that, all right, where are we at? So there was that missed call at 8:28. Now, think about it. So if she grabbed Meadow, went back into bed at, around 6:15, she marked Jack and Lily school. Did she even check on Jack and Lily? Do you guys thought she checked on Jack and Lily that morning? We never heard of that. Oh gosh, yeah. I know pregnancy makes you so tired. Also, it was an odd time as of the exact time that Jay was talking to her brother. Yes, yes. So that's correct. Because from what we know, right? We've been told that Daniel was asleep this time, right? Malehya, she says, she says, Daniel was asleep. Here, do I have that? Daniel was asleep from 6. Here we go. I got it right here, the timeline. which I thought was strange because usually someone would just say, Daniel was still asleep, right? How would you say that? Oops, that's the wrong one. This is the one I wanted. Right here. She says, Daniel was sleeping beside me the entire time, right? And usually someone would just say he was still asleep from 6:11 to around 9:40. But if you remember correctly, Malehya said that her alarm went off at 6. She hit the snooze and woke up around 6:15 to check Jack and Lily out of school. So how does she know that Daniel was asleep from 6:11, right? Um, you were supposedly asleep at this time because you hit your alarm, right? So yes. Now it's only a few minutes or whatever in between, but it's still odd. Usually if somebody's sleeping next to you, you'll be like, you know, um, Daniel was sleeping. He was still asleep. Wouldn't you say he was still asleep, not he was sleeping from 6:11 to around 9:40? I don't know. I think it's a very strange thing to say. We here in Canada say dozed off. Oops, where did it go? Or tense all the time. My husband has dozed off on the sofa as I write this for supper. Your husband sounds like me, Longing Heart. When I sit down to watch TV or something, I doze off. Yes. That's the way I see dozing off. Um, but these people are like laying in the bed, like just always dozing off. It seems like the whole story is about dozing to me. You know what I mean? It's Hi, Seaweed. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yes, Malehya Brooks-Murray does not mention checking on the kids that morning of May 2nd. And that's one of my biggest red flags because she literally told us that she was, she woke up at 6 and hit the snooze, woke, and then woke back up at 6:15. And within a couple minutes, you guys know, what was it, like 6:17, 6:18, I think it was. Within a couple minutes, she marked Jack and Lily out of school. Did she go check on them that morning? Right? Usually a mom, like if she got up to get to get the toddler, I try not to mention her name, to get the toddler, put her in the bed, right? You would think that she would go and check on Jack and Lily, especially if they were not feeling good. So that was always a big red flag to me. Usually when you're giving someone a timeline, but like, yeah, I woke up, my alarm went off. I did hit snooze. When I got up, I went to go check on them to see if Lily was still sick. And they were still asleep, or maybe they were awake. I gave them breakfast and there was nothing like that. Like how there was on Thursday. She said it was a slow morning, turned the TV on, got them breakfast, nothing like that. Says, how did she know that Lily was still sick enough not to go to school that day, and Jack too? She emailed the school at 6:18. Exactly. That's exactly my question. So they are all dozing at the same time and calling at the same time. Yeah, exactly. So coincidental. Exactly. I say passed out. Yeah, me too. I say passed out. There isn't enough toilet paper in this case. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So Patty raised Malehya. That's interesting. That is very interesting. But it seems like Malehya and her mom still get along because they talk at least once a day or more, right? Like if you don't get along with your mom, you're not going to talk to her every single day. But hey, I mean, you never know. Chris said, I had the same question. I wondered if it was the cabins at the motel and the contractor reported. The cabins at the motel. I'm not real sure. Oh, you're talking to somebody else. I apologize. Daniel Martell does not mention marking them off school. He also does not mention checking on them first. Yeah, but we remember that Daniel told Belinda that he actually got an email from the school, but Malehya actually states that Daniel doesn't have access to the app. So maybe she has the email forwarded over to him. Who knows? Like they both get an email, maybe. But I just thought that was strange, right? Heather Marie, good to see you, my dear. What time was Dee in the bathroom? Okay, so I heard that was around 4 a.m., Russell. 4 a.m., yeah. She still didn't answer if she's seen them or not. Exactly. Exactly. So, oh, you mean on the phone? Yeah. So the way that it mentions it in here, it sounds to me that come on, can you please show? Hold on one second. The way that it says it in here, I think it's just the way that they wrote it makes me believe that she did, because she says nothing seemed out of the ordinary. So, but she didn't say their names, Jack and Lily. How did Patty find out Jack and Lily were missing? Yeah, because, well, let's read it. So it goes on to say that there was a missed audio call at 10:40 a.m. So the police were called at what, 10:01 a.m., right? So she called her mom at 10:40 a.m. and a message from Malehya saying the kids are missing and the police were there. Cindy said she learned from her mother, who is Patty, that the kids were missing because she left her phone in the house when she was in the barn, which was why she missed Malehya's calls. She said she did not know what time her mother called to let her know. So yes, that is very odd. Now, shouldn't you have the call on your phone if you're, if your mom, Patty, who she's talking about, Patty, called you? Wouldn't you have that on your phone? I think that is kind of strange to me. Absolutely. Hold on, the chat's going really fast. I think I might have missed a couple. I must have missed a couple. Okay. At 6 a.m. in the morning, after I hit the snooze button, I probably would say I went back to sleep for a few minutes. Yeah, exactly. If I hit the snooze, I'm hitting it and hitting it and hitting it over again. I mean, unless if I got to get up to do something. But you would think if she went to go grab the toddler, right? And I know I hate calling her the toddler, but I don't want to say her name. I don't want to put her name out there anymore. If she went to go grab the toddler, right, Jack and Lily's sister, out of the crib, you would think that Malehya would probably change her diaper, right? You would think that she would probably go into the kitchen to get her a bottle or food that morning, right? Because when kids wake up, they're hungry. So we were never told any of that. And why were we not told that she went in to check on Jack and Lily? I don't understand that. Wouldn't you had went to go check on them, right? I don't get it. Just makes no sense to me. Daniel did also say they have each other's passwords on apps and the phone. Absolutely, he did. In my opinion, that tells me that they were very, well, I don't know, usually controlling people want all your passwords. They want to see everything that you're doing. Sometimes unruly teens live with their grandmother for a short spell when they fight with their mom. It doesn't mean grandma raised them. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I did hear that she did, I don't know for how long or what happened, why. You know what I mean? Now, I do know in the videos that Malehya made, it seemed like she was living with her mom. Those were when she was around what, 15, 16. Pretty sure she was living with her mom then, but I could be wrong. If he was high, he would not be sleeping. Oh, absolutely. I agree with that. I don't think he was sleeping at all, but that's just my thoughts. That is my thought. It is strange. Okay, you guys are talking to one another. I keep asking that question, and nobody seems to know how or when Patty was notified. Well, you know what? Have you looked in the documents? Let's see. Oh, I'm spelling it wrong. That's why. Okay. All right. Let's see. Have you looked in the documents, Seawood, to see if it's in there? I've never actually looked that up. Hi, Captain. Good to see you. Most mothers would check on their kids. Absolutely. Bonnie, good to see you, honey. Okay, hold on. Am I missing something? Okay. Let's see here. All right. So Patty's, right? This is the Darren one. I want to see how, let's see, Malehya provide. That's about Darren. Does it say anything here? Okay, so it might be still redacted, maybe that information, but I don't know why. It goes on to say Patty Pearson said she last saw them when they came to visit, right? So this is kind of strange to me too. I mean, but she's an older lady, so maybe she has memory problems. Um, Patty was not sure of the date, but said it was early in the week, 1 or 2 weeks before, which we know it was 2 days before, right? Wednesday. When they came over, Daniel stayed in the car and Malehya did laundry. Says Malehya and Daniel left to take Meadow to an appointment, and Malehya may have gotten groceries, but she couldn't remember if she took the children or not. And then let's see. Hold on. I'm going to see if it's in here. Says Patty said that she last saw them when they came to visit. Okay, so that's this. Is that the same one here? Hold on 1 second. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about the phone call, does it? Let's look here. 1 second. Okay. It says here that she spoke with Malehya almost every day, but it doesn't say anything about Malehya calling her that morning. I agree. That is very odd. Unless it's still redacted, it absolutely could be. Let's see here. Detailing. Nope. Let's see if it's in here. Okay. Right. I kind of want to read over the Hayden stuff too. Hold on 1 second. Hello, Miss Haley. Good to see you, my dear. Thank you for being here. Well, in my opinion, there would be proof if there's an everyday call. Absolutely. Absolutely. It makes me wonder when she called her mom, if she couldn't get a hold of her mom, so she called Patty, or maybe she called Patty first, right? I don't know. And then it looks like they didn't have the documentation, like, you know what I mean? They didn't document it of the phone call that Patty made to Cindy, which I thought was strange as well. If Patty can't remember when she last saw Malehya and Daniel and M kept using her money, that stinks. I agree. I absolutely agree. Yeah, it's very strange. Hello, Lori. Good to see you. I agree. That's very, very strange. I'm pretty sure Malehya's friends stated she didn't get along with Cindy. But I find it kind of strange that she talks to her every day, or maybe she's just saying that, right? I heard that she didn't get along with her mom either, but I don't know. It's strange that she talks to her every day. I thought someone phoned Emily. Yes, we're going to read that right now to see if we can figure out where that gap is. Are they going to unredact more, or is that it? Well, I wonder if they've added on to it because they did the new polygraphs and stuff. I was actually going to reach out and see if there's anything new that's come out. Probably maybe do it tomorrow. So let's read this and see if it says anything. So this is about Hayden, right? This is about the blanket. And this says Hayden is he's Malehya's brother, right? Hayden said Malehya is his sister and Jack and Lily are his niece and nephew. Hayden said he got a text saying the children were missing on May 2nd, 2025. So he got a text. Hayden got a text. And I believe that Hayden was staying with Patty. Is that right? Do you guys remember that? Yeah, no, I agree. Me too. Me too. It's all very, very strange. Rude tube. Rude tube. Yeah, it is a rude tube. Hey, so this is it right here, right? Hi Jody, good to see you. This is the connection. So it looks like Malehya text messaged Hayden, and if I'm right, I believe Hayden might have been staying with Patty. You heard that too, Joyous? Okay. So maybe that's where the connection is. Why Malehya, it doesn't show Malehya texting Patty because she text messaged Hayden, who stays there. So that's probably that right there. It goes on to say, I'm going to go over that again. Hayden said he got a text saying the children were missing on May 2nd. So he went to Lansdowne to help. His grandmother, Patty, went with him. So do you remember this? Now, does anybody remember how far away Patty lives from Lansdowne? Hi, Helicopter Grandma. Good to see you. She lives about 45 minutes to an hour away, right? Now, I know there's been this talk about Hayden being there, right? That morning when they found the t-shirts and stuff like that with some other people there. I'm not going to mention their names, but so if he was there around 10:30, wait, what time was it? 10 o'clock. It was around 10 o'clock, right? Right around the times that Jack and Lily went missing. He would have had to rush back, right? An hour back, 45 minutes to an hour back, and then rush back to Lansdowne. Now, and because they got there around 1:30ish, right? Yeah, 45-minute drive. Thank you. I think it's 45 minutes to an hour. I've heard it would be plausible. It would be plausible to do it, but there's a short window, right? There's a short window. So depending on how fast you drive and traffic, yada, 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 I guess it can happen. Hi, Sightwave. Good to see you. So if he was living with his grandmother, that is how Patty, got the notification. And then Patty must have reached out to Cindy. It says Hayden went with Haley and his girlfriend. So think about this for a minute. Think about this. Did Hayden have to go pick up Haley or have to go pick up Emily? Right? And we remember, I don't know if it was Cheryl. Was it Cheryl or Haley brought their nieces with them or something like that? I can't remember. Okay, so Hayden went with Haley and his girlfriend. Now, did he have to go pick up Haley? Because that would add more time onto that. So if Hayden was actually there, right, around 10 o'clock a.m. in the morning from Lansdowne, and this is the rumor that's going around, and he had to drive back to Patty's to pick up Patty, that would be 45 minutes to an hour, right? Then he had to go and pick up Haley, it sounds. Is that right? Is that right? That sounds about right, because that's what it says in the documents. So I don't know how far Haley lives from Hayden, or maybe Haley came over to Patty's to meet them, and they all rode in one vehicle. And you believe Emily was, I think I remember hearing that as well. Yeah. Okay. So it looks like all three, Hayden, Haley, and Emily, went to search in Lansdowne. They drove around and Hayden saw a piece of fabric in a tree. which is the pink blanket. Okay, so he told his sister to stop so he could look at it. Hayden said it was a blanket on a branch. He said it looked like it could have blown there or someone threw it there. He said the tree was small, bushy tree, more like an alder tree, right? He said the blanket was hanging 3 or 3.5 feet off of the ground and hung up like a bath towel. He described it as pink, fuzzy, girly blanket, and it was located right on the shoulder of the main road at the corner, right? See, this is what gets me. This is what gets me. Remember in the beginning when we heard that the blanket was on Lansdowne Station Road and on Garlock Road? Do you guys remember that, or am I crazy? You were in the wrong chat. Well, you're in the right chat now, honey. Yeah, it bothers me too. I want you guys to put in chat if you remember hearing the pink blanket being found on the corner of Lansdowne Station Road and Garlock Road. Because I remember that. You remember that, Joyous? Thank you. I remember that. And then Janie came out in July and said, it was not Lansdowne Station Road. It was Lansdowne Road. You remember that, guys? Remember, because she was pissed, like the way she said it. Oh my God, don't start talking about food. Ow. Oh my God. Hi, Amy. Good to see you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm glad you guys heard it as well, right? Seaweed, what time did Hayden get there? I believe they all got there around the same time, which was around 1 to 1:30. I don't know if that says in the documents, but it says on Cindy's on the phone call when her mom was leaving, right? And it was around noon something. I don't know if it says in the documents. I haven't read that part. Good to see all of you. Thank you for being here. You do remember that. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so we're all kind of on the same page now. Well, when I read the documents, right, when you listen to this, it was located on the right. Oh, look, it was located right on the shoulder of the main road at the corner, right? So when you think the main road, which is the 289, the Garlock Road, you think the corner, right? There's a road right there. You think Lansdowne Station Road, right? You don't think Lansdowne Road. Anyways, I just wanted to bring that up because I hear conflicting, even in the document, it says Lansdowne Station Road, which can be a misprint, but it's very odd. I don't know why someone would lie about the blanket being in one location when it wasn't in the location. I don't know. It goes on to say, Hayden said they went right back and got the police officers, right, who came out to look at it. The canine unit came and took the dog up the trail. Now, you guys remember that they found this blanket around, I think it was 3:45 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon on May 2nd, right? You guys remember that? And it was around the same time that the bus goes by as well. And I remember that the bus didn't have they didn't have anything on camera or something like that, right, guys? Okay, thank you. Hold on. True has a 10-minute video of Janie and Daniel. Yes. Absolutely. I've seen that video of Daniel showing the tree where the blanket was found. Yet neither of them said they were there when the blanket was found. Thank you, Ginger's mom. You know, I was just thinking that in my head. They were never there when the blanket was found, right? And I find that quite odd. Also, I find it odd that Daniel never went out there to search in the area by the boot prints and stuff when all that area there is his family's for the most part, right? So you would think that they'd be out there kind of like searching that area because he said he searched a lot even after. You know what I mean? after the RCP left the area. Miss Joyous, thank you. She's so sweet. Thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships, my dear. You are amazing. Please tell Miss Joyous thank you if you received one of those 10 gifted memberships. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. That's so sweet of you. Oh, Dodie, you got one. Awesome. Thank you. Yay. That's cool. Thank you so much. I remember. Okay, that's what I wanted to see. The contractor's wife. Okay, Chris says, yes, if I recall, cabin supposed to be empty. Oh, are you talking about the Lorda Park, right? Supposed to be empty, but stuff was left in it. Contractor's wife was on a show, Nova's or Sheehan. Don't remember now, just a guess. Contractor's wife. The contractor's wife. So Justin had permission to stay there from the people that own the park. Is that who you're talking about? Are you talking about Justin? Daphne kind of looks like an avoidance. Yeah, it all looks like an avoidance to me. It's very strange. Oh, hold on one second. I'm way down in chat. I heard about 10 years younger than Malehya. Okay, you guys are talking to yourselves. Okay, one second. In my opinion, the dozing off with a baby in between them, my baby would be crawling. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I don't think that they were dozing like that, you guys. I really don't. I believe that they got there around the same time, around 1:30, you guys. I don't know why my chat keeps going. Hold on one second. Give me one second. My chat is going backwards. Daff, you owe me so many late slips. I do, don't I? That's like 20 late slips, isn't it?
7 days later.
Yes. 20. Hi, April. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah. Who texted Hayden? Well, let's see. It says, where did it say? Hayden said he got a text. He just says he got a text saying the children were missing. That's it. I don't think it says who he got a text from, actually. Yeah. It doesn't say who. It goes on to say, let's see, where am I at here? We've already passed that part. Okay. It was talking about the blanket. It was located right on the shoulder of the main road at the corner. And that sounds like Lansdowne Station and Gairloch Road. He says they went right back and got the police officers. They got, the dog came out, the canine unit came out, took the dog up the trail. Hayden said he got a photo of the blanket on Emily's phone and went back to show Malehya. Malehya said it might be Lily's, but she threw it out in the garbage, right? Remember that? Hayden said he did not know what happened with the blanket after that. It goes on to say Hayden said there was also clothes on the ground, but they looked old and ripped up. Hayden said his grandmother called Darren, right? So this is another part. This is going to be talking about Darren. Actually, do you guys want to hear that part? Do you want to hear the part about Darren? It's okay. I'm getting behind in chat. No, husband and wife were cleaning the cabin. Man found all kinds of documents for identification and other paperwork. I don't think it was Lorda, though. It was the cabins behind a hotel. That's interesting. Is it the old hotel that Kent's mom used to work at? Is that the one? I thought that one caught on fire. Hi, Dreamcatcher. Good to see you. Or am I wrong? So if Cindy was last to know who texted Hayden and who phoned Emily. I don't know who actually messaged Hayden. It doesn't say. He just said that he was notified that Jack and Lilly were missing. It's kind of sticky right there. M said the toddler had a bad diaper rash. Yep. One thing she would get up. Yeah, absolutely. You would think Ginger's mom that she would get up and do that, but you never know. Hello, Detective Tam. When was it Daniel? When was it Daniel put two and two together and remembered the blanket in the garbage? Seemed like that was a few days after, I believe, right? I think it was a few days after. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. Sorry, can't see much chat, but saying hi. Hello. Oh, you're in the horizontal. Come on over or you're in the vertical. Come to the horizontal, honey. Is Daniel still locked up? I haven't been. Hi, Jess. No, Daniel's not. He's not in jail. He just was arrested and went to his first arraignment on March 2nd. And then he goes back to court on March 30th. And that would probably be probably the bigger court date, but I could be wrong. Let's see. Hold on one second. Somebody else asked a question, and Kelly, you're so funny. Why not? He pisses me off. Yes. So the toolbox. Yes, I watched the video about the toolbox and Durwood like auctioning it off or something. I think the toolbox comes in because there's so much talk about tools. You have a wrench that is in the door, right, to keep a bear out. Then you have Daniel searching for his tools. He said it took a while, right? But he found them. And then you have this toolbox brought up over a year, or not over a year, excuse me, over a year. Oh my gosh. Well, almost a year actually has went by and someone brings up a toolbox, right? Buried 3 foot under snow. So I don't understand that. I'm doing good. Thank you, Dreamcatcher. I hope you're doing well as well. Thank you. Diaper rash is usually not from being changed. I agree. Absolutely. I agree. I still like to know who texted, hated, and what time. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't see it in here, which is strange because they mentioned calls from other people and the time of that, but it doesn't mention his for some reason. Lionstone Motel, do you mean? Is this the hotel that you are talking about, you guys? Thank you, Squid. They most likely will, Dreamcatcher, but that's just my opinion. Maybe they won't, depending on the courts there. You were behind. It's okay, hon. It was Pine something. Yep. So it has to be. It was Pine something. Pine something. I thought it was a contractor hired to do some work on it, but could have been a cleaner. It was a while ago. Huh. Yay, you found the right one. And the stapler. Yes, we cannot forget about the stapler. There's another tool. That's crazy, right? Like who jokes? Like what? I don't understand why he jokes about stuff like that. And he joked about the blanket, right? I remember in the beginning, he said that he thought Malehya planted the blanket, so he didn't want to say anything. That's crazy to me, right? I think, and someone correct me, but the motel was called Pied Piper. Then got new owners and cleaners came and found the stuff. Squid, do you see this comment on the screen? Could that be it? I remember that, but my 2-year-old grandson has never had a diaper rash. My daughter used to get them a lot, but she had really sensitive skin. And if she ate like anything, right? Like certain foods would just, man, I had to get this diaper rash, like prescription diaper rash for her. Her skin is so sensitive, like anything, just, you know what I mean? So I remember those days. In my opinion, well, if not all phones were taken, they're probably stuffed cups. Yeah. I mean, it could also still be redacted here. I don't know. You know what I mean? So it goes on to say, if you guys want to hear this part, Hayden said his grandmother called Darren, who is her first cousin. See, it doesn't tell us what date, though, right? He wasn't completely sure of Darren's last name, but thought it was Darren Geddes. Geddes got involved and was going all over the internet saying things. Geddes said he knew where the kids were, that they were on the Indian Reserve and they were safe. Hayden said he thought police tried to talk to Geddes. Hayden said nothing Geddes is saying makes sense, right? All right, and there's Patty again. Okay, they were staying. Here you go. Here's the answer to this. So, yes, Hayden and Emily were staying at Patty's. So it says right here, Emily, who is Hayden's girlfriend, they were staying at Patty's and she woke up to a phone call. Here you go. Woke up to a phone call saying the children were missing. It doesn't say who called. It just says she woke up to a phone call. So she woke up to a phone call and Hayden got a text. Okay. They went out there and started to help search. She went with Hayden and Haley in the woods. They drove around and then they talk about the blanket and stuff like that. Yeah, they each got their own paragraph about this blanket, which I thought was interesting. What about you guys? And I'll read her. So this is Emily's, what she said. She says, hey, they saw kids' clothing hanging in a tree. They got out of the car and were looking at them. Okay, well, here, how about this? Now, didn't we hear something about them coming out of the woods with a shirt? Isn't that what it was? Didn't we hear about them coming out of the woods with a shirt, right? There used to be a Pied Piper Motel in Amherst. First I'm hearing of this location. Yeah, same here, Squid. I've never heard of it. I never heard about this. I think when Daniel mentioned the wrench after that, I still imagine the police. Yeah. I just find it strange that, and then you had the one lady, this is off topic from what I'm talking about now. You have the one lady actually saying that she witnessed Jack and Lilly in the yard on Foxbrook. And there was like a video or something like that after the fact. But there was no video of Jack and Lily in the yard, though, right? She just remembered it. But why would someone make that up, though? Like, I just don't understand. And that's where this whole tool thing came into place, the picture. The delayed, from Meadow. If you weren't taught, played with, given attention. Yeah. I'm tired of hearing about this. Let us know when somebody's been arrested. And we know the three of them. If it was Malehya that texted Hayden and phoned Emily, the police would have gotten, yes, they would have gotten their phone records. Absolutely. So think about it, right? Think about this. If Hayden and Emily, right? If Malehya texted Hayden and called Emily, don't you think that they would have got like try to ping their phones to see where they were at? Don't you think so? If it was true that Hayden and Emily were out there at 10 o'clock in the morning coming out of the woods with a t-shirt, right? Don't you think that the police, the RCMP, would have looked at their phone records and looked around to see if their phones pinged on anything? For instance, if they answered their phone at Patty's when we're just, guessing, if it was Malehya that sent the text to Hayden and called Patty, don't you think they would have looked at those phone records, right? So I don't think if it was Malehya that texted Hayden and phoned Emily, the police would have gotten it off of Malehya's phone. Yes. That makes sense, right? And they would have pinged the phone. They could have, looked to see if the phone was on the Wi-Fi at Patty's or on the phone towers there. Now, there's no way of actually knowing who answered the phone or replied with a text back or whatever, but if the phone's there, then they're probably there. So I think we can kind of like, I don't know. I don't believe that they were there at 10 o'clock in the morning, but that's just me. Anyways, it goes on to say Emily said that they saw the kids' clothing hanging in a tree. They got out of the car and were looking at them. They didn't touch them because they thought it might be evidence. Emily said there were 2 shirts and a blanket, right? The blanket was hanging in the tree and the clothes were on the ground, right? Goes on to say Emily took photographs as soon as they got out of the car. They drove back and the blanket belonged to Lily, but the clothing did not. They then told the police who went to investigate, right? Emily looked at the data from the photographs and saw they were taken on May 2nd at 3:24 p.m. So this is before the bus went by. That is before the bus went by. What do you guys think about that? Are you leaving, Miss Joyous? Oh, have a good night, my dear, and enjoy your dinner. We'll talk soon. Hopefully the snow melts for you soon. I hope my snow, or I hope I don't get any snow. It's supposed to get cold here tonight. And helicopter grandma seaweed and putting an auction. Yes, it's like making a joke out of it, which really gets on my nerves, right? All right, I'm going to remove this. Give me a second. Why am I so tiny here? Okay. We're going to talk about the polygraphs for a little bit. I'm going to bring up a video so we can all get caught up and we're going to talk about them. It's sleeting there, Dreamcatcher. Oh, God. It's going from 70 degrees today down to like with the wind chill tomorrow, 14 high. Like, how is it that? That's crazy, right? How does it fluctuate like that? Let's see, 1 second. The flying blanket. I remember in the beginning, I was like, how did the blanket get there? Did maybe someone take the kids and the blanket was wrapped around the children, or even just, they were covered up with it and maybe it blew out of a pickup truck or something, or blew off. I don't know. And then I kind of changed my mind on it. It's raining hard in the Truro area and the snow is almost gone. Oh, well, you guys are about to get another cold front. I'm not kidding, because we're about to get hit with it, and then it's probably heading up to you guys. I wish I could remember that story better, but was it actually on a YouTuber's channel or was it one of the AI ones? Because I've never heard it. I've never heard about it. Tornado watches. Oh my gosh, you got to be careful. I hate tornadoes. Yeah, Nova Scotia is getting hit hard. We just had the thunderstorms last night. That's what you guys are probably getting. You guys get it like the following day from us. All right, let me pull this up 1 second. How did I do this real quick? I'm sorry. I always forget what I'm doing here. Is this it? Oh, this is it. Duh. Okay. I'm going to bring you. Oh no, I'm freezing up. Okay. I'm going to bring you over here. And we are going to get caught up with the polygraphs. And then I just want to go through the polygraph information on the documents. If you guys have any questions or anything, want me to look up something on the documents or anything, just let me know in the chat and we can do that. All right, let me pull this out. 1 second and add a stage. Blow this up for you. There you go. It was a woman who called in and said her and her husband went to clean it and she found binders. I'm really curious about that now. I haven't heard anything about that. The last I heard about a hotel was the one Kent's mom used to work at years ago. And that one would like burn down or something. That's the last one I heard about. And a hotel that was called in from a tip around the COVID pass, if that makes sense. But that was a long time ago. There was a blanket on the railing in the pictures. Oh, that fucking blanket. Excuse my language. I'm over the damn blanket, you guys. There's so many different stories. Okay, this is my awesome playlist that I'm going to show you. And give me 1 second. I'm going to mute my mic so there's no echo. And give me 1 second. And she freaked out and did call the RCMP. That's good. All right.
Intertwined in a tree, this pink blanket is one of the only pieces of physical evidence in the mysterious disappearance of Jack and Lilly Sullivan. And now it's the subject of a second round of police polygraph examinations.
It was in an odd spot, an odd position. It was just drooped over a branch on a thin tree. It was nothing that, it definitely wasn't stuck in there. It was just there.
Haley Ferdinand was one of the people who came upon the piece of Lily's blanket off Lansdowne Station Road on May 2nd, 2025.
I paused it there because we just read about that, right? In the documents, it said that Hayden got a text and then got a phone call. Patty got a phone call or whatever, right? I think it was Patty that got a phone call, or maybe it was Emily. And they live with Patty. Right? Then Hayden, it seemed like we were never told if Hayden went to go pick up Haley or if Haley actually went to Patty's and they all rode together, maybe. But I do know that it was either Haley or Cheryl, maybe it was Cheryl, brought their niece and nephew maybe with them or something. Does that make sense?
She's the stepsister of the children's mother. It was the first day of the search as crews scoured the woods for Lily and Jack. Since then, family members on all sides have suggested online and in the media that it was planted. Ferdinand was asked about that in a polygraph examination on February 20th.
It was, did you plant the blanket in the tree? Did you place the blanket in the tree? Did you put the blanket in the tree? And did you leave the blanket in the tree?
Ferdinand says she answered no to each.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure why they were polygraphed, right? Because remember they brought Daniel in twice, right? About the blanket, about the pink blanket, it seemed like. And they were questioning him. So why do you think that Haley and Hayden were brought in to... Hi, Roseanne. Good to see you, my dear. Wasn't Logan there too when the blanket was found? Yes. So, and I don't remember what day that was, if it was Saturday or Sunday when Daniel had Justin film him opening up the garbage bag, right? We heard about that. So we probably know why they were polygraphed, because obviously they're focusing a lot on this blanket, this pink blanket, because if they find out who planted this blanket, they will find out if and who did something to Lily and Jack. And that's the answer right there, in my opinion. So if they find out who was playing around with this blanket, if this blanket was planted, which it seems like the RCMP pretty much believe this blanket was planted, they'll find out who took Jack and Lily. Helicopter Grandma says, I think Haley and another woman talked to a creator. And what? Yes, that was Shan, I believe. Yeah. So there's two pieces, right? One piece and then another piece. Yeah, it's confusing as shit. I'm sure it was said the cabin was searched because Belinda said after a day or two the lock wasn't. Yes, the little cabin next door to Jack and Lily's property, or where they lived. I actually agree with you there. I do. I agree with you there. Um, and if I'm proven wrong, I will be really shocked. But I agree with you. Why is there no shadow behind Haley there? You can see a shadow behind her arm right there. It's all lighting. Lighting makes everything just, crime. Hi, good to see you, my dear. I think D blamed them for planning the blanket. Now the RCMP can go back to D and say, there you go. They didn't do it. I agree. And if this is just my opinion, they haven't said this right, but it seems like they're looking into a more criminal case. This is just the way I see it. Because if it was more of a missing persons case, right, where they thought they just nonchalantly walked off, they wouldn't be looking or caring about a freaking blanket. They wouldn't, right? But since there's been so much talk about this blanket, and you have Daniel obviously blaming Malehya's side for this blanket, and we know Malehya's side is blaming Daniel for this blanket, right? Being planted. Seems like the RCMP are pushing into a different direction. I think it already is. I think it already is. If, like I said, if they're focusing on this blanket, right, there has to be something to it. If they feel someone planted it and they find out who planted it, then they find out what happened to Jack and Lilly, because they'll have their person. No normal person, right? Nobody there is just going to mess around and plant a blanket, right? It's going to be a guilty party, because they're up to no good. They're trying to distract, right, from the truth. That's what they're doing. Didn't Druid say Alvin M confirmed he was there that morning? Can someone... Alvin lives right around the corner. I don't know if it was in the one interview or whatever, but he lives right around the corner, doesn't he? Alvin does. Right over off Montreal Road or something by the bus driver. I'm pretty sure. And wasn't that kind of in the area where they were coming? I don't know. D was grasping at straws and desperate for the narrative to change in his favor. Lighting, optics. Oh, yeah, it's lighting, definitely. Lighting can make... Oh, it's crazy. Lighting can make anything look like...
Each question and was told at the end that she passed. In Canada, polygraph tests are used as an investigative tool and are not admissible in court. A number of people close to the children underwent polygraphs in the weeks and months immediately following the disappearance. Michelle Janice says police use polygraphs to help shape interviews and narrow down suspect pools. But she says conducting a second round of polygraphs could mean the RCMP have exhausted all of their immediate leads.
The best thing to do when you have we're now at a long-term missing persons case, would be to go back from the beginning and start over and with fresh eyes.
I don't disagree with her going back to the beginning and starting over. It's always good to do that. But I believe, in my opinion, that they are moving more towards a criminal case. Because if they're focusing, like I said just a minute ago, if they're focusing on who planted that blanket, then they will have their person. Runs with Scissors, so good to see you, member for 1 month. I think the fact that Daniel at first said the blanket wasn't Lily's. After that, Daniel claims 2 sweaters missing. I bet those sweaters... Actually, I think the sweaters were found right after. I think a month or 2 after. I'm pretty sure he found those sweaters. He started blaming, though, right? That somebody took the sweaters. And if they found those sweaters with Jack and Lilly, they were trying to plant them to make him seem like he was the one that did something. Do you guys remember that? Thank you so much for being a member here, honey, for a month. Thank you. Thank you so much. Do you guys remember that? him finding those sweaters, you guys? What happened to my comments? Hold on. Hey, Mariska, good to see you. Thank you. Yes, he did find the sweaters. I don't remember how long after the fact, after he said that, but he did find the sweaters. Absolutely. At the end of the day, Jack and Lily were missing, and who the hell would plant? Exactly. Who the hell would plant a blanket? Exactly. And it seems like the RCMP are like focusing on the blanket. So here we go. She passed, Cody passed, but DM and MB were truthful. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was strange too, but it might just be the way each person who's doing the polygraph testing wrote it down in their notes, maybe, or something. Or maybe it was the person who wrote it in the documents, but I'm not sure. Usually it just says truthful. It never says pass. Like, it's not a test. I mean, it is a test, but it's not like a test. You know what I mean? I don't know, in my opinion. Yeah, you're welcome. Hi, Brian. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Crime says the major crimes was asked, who get a sample of blood now? And he responded, that is helpful to know that the DNA is where it should be, something along those lines. The major crimes was asked. Okay, we could play that. I'll have to go over that. We could play that interview in just a moment. 100%. How horrible, controlling narcissist with no morals and empathy. I think no one else is on the blanket except Dee and the kids. Yeah, I don't think. I would think so. Absolutely. For some reason they're not. I don't know why. Maybe because they have something else in mind for them. You think? There's a lot seems to be going on in this case, right? More and more stuff popping up from them. But I mean, Daniel's quiet now. But you would think that they would at least arrest for neglect. So maybe they have something else in mind. But I really feel that they are focusing on this blanket, you guys. He also said he was missing something else too, or maybe it was Janie said that that someone came into their home, right, and took a few things. Oh, I don't think she mentioned what those things were, but they took a few things, which is interesting to me, right? Who would go into their home while they're gone? And I thought that Janie said that she never leaves. Belinda, is Belinda in here? I didn't even see her come in here. Hi, Belinda. Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm so sorry I missed you coming in. Lori, on May 3rd, the cabin had a new latch and lock. Yes, I remember that. And a few weeks later, the lock was gone and the door destroyed. And the camera too, right, Belinda? There was a camera in there. Didn't they put a camera in there? Yeah, of course. All right. For some reason, my chat goes all wonky. Okay, I missed somebody's question. You screw me from, in my opinion, DM passed. I just found it strange, but he might have been talking about give Haley and Hayden polygraphs, right? When he says, I want all new polygraphers and new tests and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, why the hell does he want to take it over again, right? With new polygraphers. That's why it made me think him, because why would you want new polygraphers, right? Unless you didn't pass. But who cares? Like, if you want somebody else to be polygraphed, when you just say, I want them to polygraph those people too. Why does it have to be new polygraphers? It always stood in the back of my head like that for some reason. I wonder if the investigators have found footprints around the blanket location, even a partial shelter. I don't know. Nothing was ever said about that. They tried to get a scent. They brought in the canines, and they could not get any kind of scent from the blanket there in that area, or around the boot. They like exhausted. Hi, Budette. Good to see you, hon. Glad you're here. They all passed, I guess. Well, I mean, there's a lot that is still redacted. Like, there's a lot that's redacted in there still. Excuse me. All right, let me play the rest of this out, and then we'll go over to the RCMP interview, which is really good.
And look for anything that they might have missed before. So to me, it sounds like that's what's happening.
RCMP declined a request for an interview, but confirmed in an email that more polygraph examinations have taken place. The force also confirmed the blanket remains at the RCMP National Forensic Lab. The children's mother, Malehya Brooks-Murray, confirmed to CBC News that she underwent a second polygraph test and passed. The children's stepfather, Daniel Martel, did not respond to a request for comment. For Ferdinand, her polygraph was simply another box to tick in the pursuit of finding out what happened to Jack and Lilly.
It hurts the longer time goes. It's, we just want answers and we want Lily and Jack home, but we don't have that. So every day is just another day until we get those answers.
Ali Thompson, CBC News.
Okay, there. Good to see everybody. Thank you for being in. I agree with that. Someone needs to speak up. It's BS that it's been going on for this long. I don't think Lily threw or put that blanket in the piece of 3. I don't either, considering how tall Lily is. And I agree. I don't think that she threw it up there either. In my opinion, I mean, she could throw it up in the tree, but still, it's just freaking weird. Why do that? In my opinion, stuff has been all wrong times and too many, I don't know, answers. Remember, I hope there are answers soon for the lot. Yeah, I agree. I hope there is answers too. All right, let's go over to this video and listen to what he says here, Rob McCannon. Is this it right here? One second, you guys. This is actually the new, oops. Is this the one I wanted to play? Okay, one second. Okay, let me put this, there it is. Okay, perfect. Let me do this. All right, give me 1 second right here.
I believe that with hard work and the work we're doing and the information we gather, we will find out what happened with Jack and Lilly.
Staff Sergeant McCammon, with the case of Jack and Lilly, what's the latest?
We continue to gather information and then work any direction that there's more information to gather, review that and look for more opportunities. We continue to take in tips from the public and to review and move forward.
Is this case criminal?
Right now, we're gathering all the information. Once we have all the information necessary, we'll make decisions on any criminality that may be relevant to the case.
Are you treating this as criminal?
Again, we gather all of our information in any of these situations to a judicial standard in case there is information that identifies criminality. And that is part of our job, is to gather all the information so that we can make good decisions with it.
Can you explain how that works under the Missing Persons Act?
Well, basically, the Missing Persons Act gives us the ability to get judicial authorization to pursue different, more private information that we can then gather to review for any tips or leads, directions to go to find more information.
The children's stepfather, Daniel Martel, has also indicated that recently his DNA sample was taken. Why now?
Because it was the appropriate time, or we felt it was time to collect that information, of course. Sometimes DNA doesn't necessarily, not because anybody's a suspect, but to...
I'm going to say this very carefully, very carefully. I don't think the blood DNA sample was for or off of to match it with the pink blanket. I don't. That's just my thoughts on it. At least both families agree on one thing. They both now believe that the children were taken. They think, like both sides believe that the children were taken? All right. I think this isn't the one I wanted to play, but I could be wrong. Let me see.
Maybe we may find DNA in places where we expect it to be found, and we need to be able to eliminate people. So it's something that we do, especially in missing persons cases, that to collect that information, make sure it's safeguarded.
Are any of the children's family members considered suspects in this case?
I wouldn't say anybody's a suspect. Again, we continue to gather information and whatever evidence that we are able to find, and we'll make our decisions based on that. But I'm not in a position to really comment on suspects or anything like that at this time.
Do you have suspects?
Again, we're working the investigation. I can't comment in detail on where we're going because I have to maintain any integrity of the work we're doing. Anybody in the public who has information that can help us with this are asked to please engage with us and pass that information along so that we can work with it.
What do you think happened here?
Again, I'm not going to comment on what I think. As a professional investigator, we have to base our direction on evidence and information. So I'm not here to comment on my thoughts, and I'll allow the information we gather to make those decisions.
From the beginning, RCMP has maintained that this was not an abduction. The families believe that it could have been an abduction. Do you think that that's a possibility here?
Well, if that were something that took place, we will gather the information and we will pursue that, and we will pursue any charges related to anything like that took place. However, again, we don't have any direct evidence of an abduction or anything like that at this time.
So you're not pursuing the investigative avenue of an abduction?
We will look in all avenues of investigation. I'm just, that's not evidence or information that we have directly at this time.
Why not?
Oh, there could be a number of reasons for that. We may not have found that information yet. There could be a member of the public out there that has a key piece of knowledge that we haven't managed to bring forward yet. There could be a number of reasons for that, and the other one being there may not have been an abduction. So there may not be evidence out there to gather. Again, that's why we have to let the information we gather dictate our decisions and direction.
The families say that on May 2nd, they were told by an RCMP member on scene that an Amber Alert would be issued, and that did not happen. Why not?
I can't comment on the commentary that may have happened between a member and the family at the scene. But when it comes to the Amber Alert, the criteria for an Amber Alert wasn't met. We didn't have the necessary pre-qualifiers to issue an Amber Alert. However, we did issue vulnerable persons alerts related to the disappearance of Jack and Lilly, and that was the appropriate kind of direction with the information we had at the time.
Looking back, was that the right call?
Yeah.
Have mistakes been made in the handling of this case? I'm
very confident in the work that the RCMP's done on this case from the initial response that was within really minutes, and people on the ground searching property within a couple of hours, and the continued investigative effort by the investigators. I'm very confident in the work we've done. No, I don't believe we've made any huge mistakes, and we continue to put effort in to try and resolve what's happened with Jack and Lilly. I'm confident in the work the RCMP's put into this file.
What's taking so long?
Well, the sheer volume of information that's come in is a big part. And, investigations like this take time. We've had over 8,000 videos that we've had to review and go through. We've had over 1,000 tips from the public, and each one of those tips have to be reviewed in detail and steps taken to ascertain the veracity or whether they're accurate or not. And that all takes time, and you have to do it thoroughly, and you have to document it properly. So larger investigations, they take a lot of time to do, and we have to take these steps and make sure we get our everything in a row properly to move forward.
At this point, do you think those children are still in the woods?
We've done an extensive ground search using all technology that could be available to us, including drones and penetrating radar for the ground. We've had human remains detection dogs out there, and our ground search and rescue volunteers covered extensively the area around where the children were missing. So I think the chances are low. However, there's always that possibility that they may be in an area that just we haven't been able to find them. It does happen. It's happened. So I would say that the chances are there is a slight potential they're still in the woods, but we're following up on every lead we can to try and ascertain that.
So if they're not in the woods, where could they be?
Well, again, that's that is the main goal of what we're trying to accomplish, to find out what happened with Jack and Lilly.
The court documents suggest that RCMP are using technology-based techniques. What does that mean? Basically, we're looking at whatever technology is out there to assist us with our work, whether that be during the search phase with the drones and the side scanning, LiDAR, radar, or whether that's through the use of different analysis products or other tech options, whether it be the use of video review programs that do things more efficiently, which we have done. You know, there's just looking at different ways to do our jobs more efficiently and to gather the most evidence possible. In the early hours of May 2nd, we know from the court documents that 2 people in the area heard a vehicle coming and going. What can you tell me about that? Is that substantial? Okay, so yeah, still in the woods. That means he knows they were in the woods for a period of time. I feel that they were saying basically like they didn't walk in the woods themselves, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Yeah, unfortunately, the human remains dogs. If they were out there in the area that the dogs were in, they probably most likely would have found them. But they might not have went to the area where they could be, maybe, or something. I don't know, but I wish they would have brought them in right away, because if something did happen in that house, the scent would definitely have been detected. Hi, Mountain Mist. We need to remember that things they know might have changed since this last interview was done 1 month ago. 1 month ago. So this is the newest interview that they've done. The last update that we heard. It's hard to believe 1 year. Yeah, 1 year. I feel, well, I don't know. I feel like they were carried out there, not walked out there. Evidence here? We have followed up on all those areas, and you know, we're confident in the information we've gathered, but I don't really have any direct comment about that situation. We've, you know, it's part of our investigation, and we'll continue on with that. So you're not saying that it's not relevant? Obviously, it's something that happened in the area the morning that the 2 kids went missing. We have to consider that a relevant thing to follow up with and look into, but I'm not suggesting that's creating us to consider criminal action or anything like that. As we approach the 1 year mark, is there any sense that this could become a cold case at this point? I can't really comment on that. That will be the information and investigative work will dictate that. As far as I'm concerned, it's not going to be a cold case. This is a case that needs to be solved. So we will pursue every avenue available to us to ascertain what happened with Jack and Lilly. So as of right now, it remains very active. Very active. Very active. Yeah. Do you think this will be solved in the near future? I hesitate to put any timelines because, as I said, this is a large investigation, and this, as you've identified, there's a lot to it. It's not an everyday kind of file that's fairly simple and straightforward. So I hate to put a timeline on it, but I believe that with hard work and the work we're doing and the information we gather, we will find out what happened with Jack and Lilly. Okay, let me stop this before it goes to another one. So I could see a lot of people are frustrated. 1 second. And I am too, right? I'm frustrated too. But I do have faith that they're working hard on it. I do have faith in that. I mean, they did one of the largest searches in Canada for Jack and Lilly. Now, he kind of changed his tune a little bit, right? He's kind of saying that he doesn't believe they're in the woods. I feel that he's saying that they didn't walk out in the woods themselves. Now,
he's also denying, flat out, like saying we don't have anything to prove that they were abducted, right? So that's telling me, so the Amber Alert thing, there has to be a vehicle, which I think if a children's taken either way or gone missing, there should just be an Amber Alert, because usually when people see Amber Alert on their phone, they think of child, right? And you see a silver alert or whatever, you think of an elderly person. But that's my opinion. I know other people think otherwise. Now there was an odd car that morning that one of the people that live close by called in, and that was a black CRV that was seen at the Lorda campground. And there, I think Belinda mentioned a RV or not, a camper there as well. Yeah, they have no evidence that the kids were abducted. I really wish that they would have brought in cadaver dogs in the beginning. I think that would have just killed any kind of a lot of speculation. It would have got rid of a lot of speculation, right? That the parents did something in the house. Just my opinion. It's hard to believe that two children just disappear with hardly any evidence of anything, right? I mean, they have checked cameras around, which we've all been through that, right? We've all been through that with the cameras, because a lot of the cameras out there are game cameras and they don't catch the roadways. They don't catch the road, just like the problem they're having in the Nancy Guthrie case. They are checking neighbors' cameras, and unfortunately, people don't film the road, right? And then you have out there with their traffic cameras, they're not even real. They don't even work. It's like, what's the use of having cameras if they don't work, right? Oh, same. I would be freaking out all over. I'd just be I would kill myself searching, seriously. And that, I don't know, all of it. Yep, they drained septic systems. They did it at the Lorda Park too. Why would they drain the septic system at the Lorda campground? Think about that for a minute. Why would they drain the septic system there? There had to have been something that led them there to do that, right? Maybe because they got the tip of Daniel parking there that night, close to the campground. They need to change the laws around interrogation. They shouldn't have to be nice yeah, no, I agree. Daphne, if the kids passed in the trailer and moved straight away, cadaver dogs scent death, but not. They can, but it's been 5 months. They're not going to smell anything unless something was taken off of their, I don't even like talking like this, but if something was taken off their bodies and say brought in a place inside their trailer, for instance, you had one of the human remains dogs handlers say, they talked about the wood stove, right? That makes you think, did something like clothing or something, was it burned in there? That's something, right? Hi, Star Child. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Women's Warrior, good to see you. I know you guys came in when we were watching that. Sherry Lee. Yeah. I just think if little kids go missing, an alert should go out. Yeah, and I know a lot of people didn't get alerts. That are local, which is crazy to me, right? Not just Canada's laws. Our laws need to change as well. All the laws need to change, right? It's ridiculous. Daphne, oh, yeah, I already went through that one. I missed a couple. Hold on one second. Let's see. Okay, there was something somebody asked me. Yeah, no evidence the kids were abducted. The only evidence they have to go by is that blanket. And the boot print clusters. Now, yes, somebody mentioned that, that video was a month ago. So, of course, they could have definitely changed their minds now. But what have they done recently? They in the end of February, they just gave more polygraphs about the blanket, right? According to the blanket. So they are still stuck on this pink blanket, you guys. On the pink blanket here. They're stuck on it. Oh, what is going on here? That blanket. They are stuck on it. So something tells me out of everything, there's something going on with this blanket. That's what they're doing right now. Yeah. Yes, they can scent ashes. Absolutely. If something was on someone that had been unalived and taken off, because our bodies produce pheromones, certain pheromones, right? Gases after we pass. And if those items were on when you pass and put in a oven or something, or a stove, it's going to release the scent to the dog. Do they remove the chickens from the dog search? I have no idea. Probably not. Those dogs aren't going to chase chickens and cats and stuff like that. They're highly trained. They probably don't even need to be told what, you know what I mean? They probably go off hand commands. They're that trained. But why has Daniel Martel, Malehya Brooks-Murray, and Janie Mackenzie and her family not continue searching? I have no idea. I thought it was strange as well when Daniel didn't go out and search the woods by where the boot prints were located, right? And he said that on DT's channel. So, but the thing is, I mean, that's a really wide area. And if that did happen, then, maybe the dogs weren't in that area. Maybe they did. We heard that they focused around the boot prints, around the blanket, the cadaver dogs, and spent 8 hours, 4 days one day and 4 days another day at Daniel's house, right? So, but I think the main thing we can do is just focus on what they are doing now, and that is polygraphing people for the pink blanket. That tells me that they know the blanket was planted. They know somebody was up to no good with that blanket, and they want answers. They find who planted it, and they've got the person that did something to Jack and Lilly, in my opinion. Keep in mind, we don't have any of the dispatch transmissions that were on encrypted channel. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That's correct. And let me tell you this. So I have Broadcastify, right? So starting May 2nd, right? All of those dispatch recordings for Jack and Lilly will be deleted. So go and download if you have. I'm going to, even though I have the transcripts and stuff, go and download that because it will be gone. Also, another thing is, if you go and look at like Broadcastify for the time that Daniel got arrested and stuff, there's no audio. There's like nothing there, which I thought was strange. I don't know if they just took the audio off of that. The campground closed up, isn't it? Yes, the campground is closed up. Absolutely. It closed up in 2021, I believe. They went out of business, not out of business, but the funding or something about the funding. Yeah, I'm sure he was. Could cadaver dogs smell unaliving even if it's only? Yeah. Yes, they absolutely can. And guys, the dogs are only as good as the handlers train them as well, right? Just saying. And I mean, dogs make mistakes just like humans. They're not robots. They're not AI. Well, AI makes a lot of mistakes, but they're not robots. So they make mistakes just like us. They very well could have went by an area and missed it. You never know, because you got to add in the elements. Is it raining that day? Is it clear that day? All the fires that they just had, even though the dogs can smell through ash, and even if a fire had been there recently, which that area gets a lot of fires. There's a lot of arson going on in that area, which I find pretty strange, to tell you the truth. I just think if little kids, oh yeah, I've already went through this. I apologize. Daphne, if the kids pass in the trailer in the move, absolutely. Yeah, I think they're working they have children, right? The guy that was just speaking, he has children. And I feel like if, people that have children, they're going to work harder to find out what happened to Jack and Lilly, right? Yeah. Okay. So hold on. I'm back in the chats real quick. Give me a second. They are stuck on the blanket because it was placed there to throw everybody off, thinking that it flew there off a vehicle. Yeah. I say they find out who planted the blanket, and you find answers. Lime covers, yeah. I heard bleach too, but okay. But Malehya Brooks-Murray called, but dispatch said Jack and Lilly were missing around 8 a.m. Yes, we went over this before, right? Dispatch did say 8 a.m. And I believe that's when, well, I believe the kids were missing on something happened on Thursday. But I think around that time, I think that's where there was a missed call to Cindy, I don't know. That was never explained, that call at 8:28, right? In the morning on Friday. I feel that was when things are starting to be put into motion. Just my thoughts, but I could be wrong. Let's see. And Durwood and others. Yeah, what is his deal, right? What is his deal in this? He allegedly wasn't there. So what, I want to say, what's his motive? What is his end game here? Like, why? Why come out and do what he's done? That's my question. See that? He said, this is not your typical, exactly. It's not a typical missing persons case. We need to think outside the norm. I think a lot of us has been thinking outside the norm. To tell you the truth, I know a lot of you have come up with different theories. Usually it's the most simplest of explanations, right? And then you add in the spices to it. And I say spices because what we found out along the way, right? We found out that there was drugs involved. We found out that Malehya said that they were having money problems, and that Daniel pushed her on the bed once and stuff like that. We found out that CAS was involved, and you add everything up, and it's never a good outcome, in my opinion. Yes, the detail according they were missing since 8. Same. I always thought if taken by I did go to that a couple times, right? I was like, well, maybe Malehya hid them because of CPS and stuff. Well, why didn't she hide their toddler, right? Why didn't she hide her? And then we heard that Malehya gave them to distant relatives, and then Malehya and The toddler, I'm sorry to call her the toddler. Like I said, I don't want to put her name out there because the family doesn't want people to mention her name. So why not? And then she was supposed to be out on a different vehicle. That just doesn't make sense. Like, it just doesn't. If she was up and Daniel was sleeping, then just get the hell out. You had your own car. But I do not find it to be a coincidence that Malehya just got her car registered, got it legal on Wednesday, and then Jack and Lilly somehow go missing on Friday. I do not find that to be a coincidence whatsoever. I do not find it to be a coincidence that there was 6 bags of laundry, right? And Malehya didn't put any clothing up whatsoever, not even, you know, the youngest, right? She didn't put any clothes up whatsoever. So it makes me wonder if she was trying to get out of there and something happened in the process. But I do not think Malehya is as innocent as some people. I could be wrong, but that's just my thought, because usually, you know, when a mother does not speak out for her children, and I'm sorry, I know, like, she doesn't owe anybody anything. If she is talking to the police, that's fair, right? But usually, if you're missing your children are missing, genuinely missing, right? You're not going to leave the area. I would sleep in my freaking car outside. I would have my mom or my brother stay with me, you know, if there was issues going on between, you know what I mean? I would stay there and look for my kids. I would park at the Lordic Park campground and stay there and search all night long. Nothing could stop me. I don't freaking care if somebody was trying to murder me. Nothing could stop me from looking for my kids. And with her not just, I don't know, it's something doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right, and that's just my thoughts on it. Didn't someone from, yes, they did. They did show up. The chief showed up on the first day. I don't know how her dad didn't know. Maybe she told him not to tell her dad. I know her dad found out like the following day. I don't think she wanted her dad there because her dad and mom don't get along, from my understanding. Lori says, I truly believe the kids are not in the woods. I feel like they are, but they didn't get there themselves. It's okay. Everybody has their own opinions. And that's what solves cases. Like, seriously, we figure out and brainstorm and have different opinions. And that's good. Universal, hello, good to see you. Question, if more people did polygraphs for a blanket, did they all get blood tests like Daniel did for the blanket? That's very interesting. I do not know that answer about the blood test for the blanket. I want to say no. They probably did not get a blood test for the blanket. They most likely just had the polygraph. I believe the blood test was for something else, to do with the case where he just got arrested. Just my opinion. I hope that answered your question, though. KOA campground. Let's see. Helicopters, drones, search teams, cadavers, didn't miss a disturb. Yeah. Yeah, they did. They did. They did. They did grid searches, everything. Absolutely. I mean, they could be a little bit further out. They could absolutely be further out, right? Or in a mine shaft. I know people were talking about mine shafts. Some of those mine shafts aren't closed up. Very hard to get it, you know. Daniel said he was the only one asked for a DNA sample. Yep, he absolutely did. Let's see. 1 second. Yeah, if you guys have a question, just put a question mark in front of it. I belonged stroke club and then went there every year to fish there. The owner died and it shut down. Oh, wow. You went there to fish? Let's see. Day one was not organized properly and very important evidence might have been lost. Yeah. And like I said, in the beginning, if a case is, I'm just going to say botched or not organized, yeah, it can absolutely fumble, right? Where they have to go back to the beginning and takes longer, right? I know they were there right away, but I agree. They shouldn't had let family, right? People there on the property shouldn't have been allowed to search, in my opinion. Whoever planted that blanket will be charged with obstruction and tamper. Oh, you bet your ass. Yes, they will. They will be charged with obstruction and tampering with evidence. Absolutely correct. I agree. Hi, Anastasia. Good to see you. Yeah. What do we have here? Oh, you're talking to seaweed. Okay. Cadavers can work out the scent even on a windy day. Yeah. Usually the wind will actually help them to catch a scent. Thank you, Crime, for your super sticker, my dear. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Whoops, where are my chats? My chat went away for a minute. Hi, Maribel. Good to see you. Durwood changes every part of his story except when the kids were taken. I wonder why. Yeah, Belinda, I ponder all the time, what is his deal, right? What is his end game? Like, why did he get involved? Why? And then takes back a bunch of stuff. It's very interesting, especially in the beginning when they said there was a black SUV guy with his mustache and stuff. And then when he says, Daniel, try to pin it on me, right? Try to pin evidence on me. Really just makes me wonder about him. It really does. I think I missed a bunch of messages. I apologize. DM's charges changed a lot of people's minds about what happened to them babies. Oh, yeah, I agree. Yeah, fires were a big problem. Why lots of people couldn't go in the woods. Yeah, what is up with all the fires there? Why are people constantly causing fires? It's crazy to me. A lot of it is cigarettes. People throwing cigarettes in ditches and arson. Because I do. I listen to the dispatch all the time. A lot of people catching shit on fire. Why don't the media send in reporters who can come across more assertively? They are both soft-spoken and kind. The one woman that did, here, we'll watch that. The one woman that did the interview with him, she did a great job, in my opinion, asking him questions. She was straight up with him. Here, we'll play that because I really like this one. Now, they did this, they released it after, but did it before. Weird vibe in Nova Scotia living around large historic families. Fires were a problem. Okay, did I miss anybody's? Okay, you guys are, sorry, the dogs were climbing the walls, cats to go out. That's so funny. Hi, trail hiker. In my opinion, everything points back to Daniel. Malehya went to bed and DM was the last one with kids. I kind of agree with you. And then you have Malehya saying she got up at 4 a.m., right? And witnessed Daniel in the bathroom. Sometimes I feel like he is being set up. I do. I feel like he's being set up. But his actions is what makes me change my mind about it. Because I know how many inconsistent stories and statements he said. I have them all written down, and I showed them on the video, right? And then, like I said, is someone that does methamphetamines, right? And then says that it doesn't affect my brain like normal people or other people or something, he said. Like, come on, really? I just can't. It's just really hard, I can't hear another word from him. I have no idea why he continually stirs the pot and sits back and laughs. No, I agree. Why wouldn't M turn state's evidence and tell on Daniel? Turn state's evidence and tell. I don't know. Sometimes I think maybe she doesn't know. Maybe she has no idea. Maybe she has an idea. If she has an idea of what happened to Jack and Lilly, right? You would think that she would have stayed there close by to help search to try to find her kids. If she has, you know what I mean? Like, she has an idea. She has no idea what happened. You would think she would have stayed there to help search for her kids, to find answers. Just my thoughts. Seriously. I would have even paid, like, I don't know, like a private investigator or something, and hired private searches to find them. I just feel that something's not right there, I think Malehya tried to get out of there. I think she did to a point, because, like I said, there's no coincidence that she got her car registered on Wednesday, right? And Jack and Lilly go missing on Friday. There's just no coincidence to that. Yep, it's all closed up, Brian says. Yep. Let's see. Hold on one second. I think, in my opinion, she knows where they are and wasn't thinking about the consequences. Though the thing is, why would you hide your children? Like, why hide Jack and Lilly? If you're trying to get away from Daniel, wouldn't you get all 3 children away? It just doesn't make sense to me, right? And if he was sleeping from the time frame that she set, right? Think about this. Why would she wake him up? And that's the point to where in the first interview, she says, I asked him, do you hear the kids? Right? But yet it kept flip-flopping with Daniel saying that he said that to her, right? But she was the one who said that to him. Why would she wake him up if she was trying to get herself and the kids out of there? And why not take her own freaking car? It's registered. It's literally in her name. So I don't understand that part. Now, people can say, well, what if she sold Jack and Lilly? Like, that's a sticky situation there, right? Why would you sell your kids? What would be the reason to sell your kids, right? I don't think she would. Why go and buy them? She just went to Walmart and bought new boots and stuff for the kids, right? And if, like, you were giving your children, like selling your children to somebody, like, that's just, there would be some type of phone records communicating with someone like that, right? There would be some type of trail, phone records, something. So I feel like that's not the case there. Now, even if it was distant family, there would be some type of record, right? And it seemed like Malehya liked to use Facebook Messenger a lot to call on or to message, do video calls, because they didn't have any phone service there. So she was on the Wi-Fi using the Facebook Messenger to make her phone calls and stuff. Because I noticed Janie did messaging like that too. So because they had no phone service hardly, even with Starlink, they had to use just the Wi-Fi at their house, if that makes sense. So, I mean, they could do Wi-Fi calling, but it seemed like they did all their Wi-Fi calling on Facebook. And she did have that text app too. The one she deleted after, for some reason she deleted it She said that she deleted it because she had she didn't have no reason for it anymore, right? Which she shouldn't have done that, because she should have known that they wanted to see that. But hopefully they were able to get the information off of there. Thank you for saying that. I feel like lately people are believing Emma's. Oh, I don't believe that she's fully innocent. I don't. I canceled my subscription because I firmly believe she's guilty. I feel, I do too. I do too. I feel that she's not all innocent. She might be innocent of certain things, but I don't feel like she's. I'm sorry. I can't, Yeah, of course. Of course. That's just me. And I don't think she's going to tell anybody what happened, to tell you the truth. I don't think she's going to tell her best friend what happened. Belinda said, no, Daphne, she owes Lily and Jack her voice, Peggy. Oh, absolutely she does. She absolutely does. I just can't comprehend that, Belinda. I don't understand how a mom can't do that. I know, like she said, or her friend said that she doesn't owe anybody anything, but she does. She owes her children, right? Whose footprints? Oh, that's just something I made there, Brian. It's nobody's footprints. It was just to kind of show a little. That's the only thing that we have of them is footprint, or if it is theirs, which I don't know, is a cluster of footprints and a blanket. That sounds likely. She had a plan. Someone helped her and made a huge mistake. Jealous boyfriend or predator. Only assumptions, no facts. I just don't see why, though. Like, why do that? Yeah, and that's another thing. You're exactly right, Susan. You don't look for something when you know where it is. Absolutely. I'm going to play this next video and then kind of go through some more chat real quick. Give me 1 second. Let me remove that and then add that. There we go. This is the one where the interviewer does a pretty good job. She's pretty stern. She asked him. Oops, hold on 1 second. I'm going to put on closed captions too for you. Oh, there's no captions on here? Oh, right there. Jeez, I need better glasses. There we go. Okay. Let's see. I think DM mentioned that helicopter grandma. Oh, okay. You guys are talking yourself. What a shame. 2 beautiful children are missing. Almost 1 year, nothing. No, it's sad. Yeah, of course, Mountain Mess. Of course. I'm going to play this video. Like I said, it's really good because she's pretty stern. She asked them straight up, like,
Okay, Daniel. So what's the latest with this case?
I think we're going to have to dive into some questions so I can, really try to answer that because, there's so much. But what I can say is my blood was taken or drawn and they got a few drops in my blood for that check my DNA because my DNA is obviously going to be on the blanket. But I can't really disclose, and I'm pretty limited on what I know about the blanket at this moment. But I can say, with the DNA collection, something's definitely proceeding forward with that.
How did that go when they took your sample? Did they take you into the station?
Yeah, it was done at the station. An investigator did it. They have an applicator, which, they hit the end of your finger with it, just like you were testing for your blood sugar. Just, pinch the end of your finger, and I had to squeeze for 20 minutes to get some blood out. But after we get those 4 drops out, it goes onto a little pad, and it's put in a envelope and then plastic bag and then sealed up for evidence.
Do you know of anyone else who had their sample taken?
No. I was never disclosed any of that.
Yeah.
Nor do I ask because I know I would not get an answer in return.
Right. You've been asking questions.
Yeah, I ask a lot of questions. Sometimes they can't answer.
And was that voluntary or did they?
That was 100% voluntary. They never have to get a warrant to do anything. I'm always cooperative. Just like in the past, I keep asking them, do you want my phone? Do you want me to do more polygraphs? Like I'm open to everything. And I always tell them that. They say, Daniel, no, we don't need your phone.
Why would they need him to do more polygraphs? Right? So he's been polygraphed, what, twice, as far as we know, right? I found that strange. Now he says he offers up everything. So that they didn't have to get a warrant. But didn't they have to get a warrant to search Janie's trailer? Belinda, didn't they have to get a warrant to search her trailer? I'm pretty sure they did.
Phone. Daniel, no, it's not necessary to do any more polygraphs. So at this point, I'm very cooperative, And when they did up the paper for consent on my DNA, they fill in the paper, May 2nd, missing persons case for Jack and Lilly. And then they go through it. And then there's the box checked for criminal involvement, no criminal involvement. And they checked the box for no criminal involvement. And I put my signature on it. And there was my consent.
How did you feel when you saw that box was checked?
Very happy. But I've known for, since the start that I'm 100% innocent. But to see investigators say that to me before, but then also, see it visually with my own eyes, it was a big thing.
See, I don't understand that, right? If you're innocent, you're innocent, unless he feels that that he's being set up. That's the only way I see that, right? Because why would he say, when I saw the box, but the thing is, we looked on the oh my gosh, the application, right? Not the application, but the form for that. But I think maybe he felt like it had nothing to do with, maybe he had a feeling it was to do with Jack and Lilly. I don't know, but it was for something else. The blood was for something else, I believe. Okay, I don't know. I only know they didn't search that day, but came back the next day. Okay. And that was Saturday. They didn't search, but they came back Sunday to do it. Okay, thank you. Daphne's, question. Why was Daniel Martell not charged for his text to show a woman about, he might be. We don't know, who it is. Shows a pattern. Well, yeah, because Malehya said he pushed her on the bed. And then, yeah, the two different women with the text messages. So it could be, I don't know, it could be them. I have no idea. That might be what he's being charged for. I don't know. It's really storming out here. Do you guys hear the rain and thunder? This mic picks up everything, even though I'm inside. Like, it's pouring outside right now. So you guys in Nova Scotia are about to get this. It's crazy. Hold on one second. I know that he gives you a headache, guys. I'm sorry.
So it's your understanding, you believe that RCMP do not consider you a suspect?
I'd say 100% I'm not considered a suspect at this point.
Why is that?
I mean, from that box being checked, but we can also go back to when I had my polygraph exam. When we went over the questions beforehand, all the questions were on death, right? So they concluded that by the end of it, I was truthful with all my questions or all my answers.
So what he's talking about, I guess when he thought that he gave his blood, right? This is just me thinking outside the box. I don't think the blood had anything to do with Jack and Lily's case. Just my thoughts. I think the blood had something to do with the case that he's dealing with the confinement and stuff like that. Just my thoughts, guys. That's how I feel. And but I do feel like maybe he feels like he's being set up. Yeah, the box. Hello. Oh, okay. You guys are talking to each other.
So I didn't have anything to do with the murder of Lily and Jack. And there was no questions on the disappearance or abduction or kidnapping or anything of that nature. So that leaves me with, I didn't murder the kids. I have nothing to do with the disappearance because they did not ask any questions on that.
And so you mentioned that in the polygraph, they didn't ask you about the disappearance and whether you had anything to do with it. But I'm going to ask, did you have anything to do with the disappearance of Jack and Lilly?
No.
Did you kill them?
No.
What do you think happened to them?
At this point, I'm completely just not sure. I mean, I've thrown speculation out in the past, and
there was Marcia, there was another woman too, not just Taylor. There was another woman. I don't know her name or remember her name. I probably heard it, but it was maybe an ex-girlfriend or something of Daniel's that had messaged Justin. He showed it a while back on I don't know, there's text message he showed from her that she wrote him. And they were like worse than what Taylor and I don't know. Yeah, Taylor was off too, but putting bruises and stuff, pain, like I don't know. That situation's just weird to me. But yeah, there was another girlfriend too that came forward, if that makes sense. It's on Justin's I say a few months ago, but it's probably further back. I could be probably 5-6 months ago, maybe. If I find it, I will email it over to you.
Narratives that I think, or theories that, what I think may have happened. But at this point, I have to just go with what the RCMP say because they have so much information. They have more resources, and they're the ones that are fully invested in this case. They have the, intellect and professional training to do what they do. It's been 8 months, and I know a lot of people think that, the kids are not alive anymore, but I hold out hope 100%. I'll always hold out hope every day because there's no reason not to.
Do you think it's criminal?
Yes. But it will not pivot to a criminal case or a criminal investigation from a missing persons until they have a suspect and they're going to be investigated and then, formally charged.
Do you get any sense from RCMP that they believe this is criminal?
Okay, I found the messages. I found some of them. Yeah, you're welcome, Mariska. It was a new girlfriend that Daniel Martell met after Jack and Lilly went missing. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, I have the messages right here. And I will email them to you. I don't know if I have all the messages, but I have one of them. I think this is it, and I'll email them to you, okay?
Yes, but they don't openly share that or talk about that concept with me. That's pretty limited. They use use the least amount of words they can to convey what they're trying to get across or questions, or it's usually me who tries to dive in depth with them, but they're pretty tight-lipped on everything, and they should be.
How many times have they officially interviewed you?
Formally interviewed. The very first one was about 4 hours, and since then, I'd say about maybe 5 times. I don't know the count exactly, but probably around 5 times.
And when was the latest one?
The latest one would have been, that would have been on the blanket. So, and the actual formal interview for that wasn't very long. That was probably about 20 minutes. But
Okay, I wanted to pause it there, right? Because he said blanket. Yeah, I think it's criminal now too, but I'm just speculating. because this interview was done in right before right after he gave the blood, right, which was in December. This was done in January, right before charges were laid on him for the confinement and stuff. So in my opinion, the blood was for the confinement charges and all that. But he says recently they've been talking to him about the blanket. Well, we know that there was just new polygraph for, Haley and them the end of February for the blanket. So I feel that there is something criminal going on here with the blanket. It has to be. But yeah, he does look scared here. He's getting choked up. You can tell.
The amount of time I spend with them is a lot because we go over a lot. It's just me asking questions and how can I help them, and so it's usually like an hour and a half to 2 hours. I only plan on being there for 20 minutes or whatever they have to do with me, but it's just like we just keep talking.
And so when you say interviews, that would be recorded on the record interrogations.
Yes. Yeah, that's the audio recordings.
There have been allegations from Malehya's friends and family that you were abusive to her. Were you?
No.
They said that when she moved in with you, she cut off all contact with them and you monitored her phone.
She also monitored mine. We both had the same passwords on her phone. And her friends, she blocked her friends on my phone and she blocked them on her own phone.
So how would you describe your relationship before the children went missing?
Yes. I don't really want to talk on that because
I'm going to pause it real quick. Okay, so I didn't want to write a book. I do have 2 screenshots of the one girlfriend, right? Not Taylor, another one. I did not save the one in particular, the really nasty one, because it made me sick to my stomach. And to tell you the truth, I didn't even want that on my phone. So yes, a helicopter grandma, if you want to email them to me, I can forward them over to Mariska if she wants to read them. Just FYI, it will make you sick to your stomach. Just saying. It's really bad. Like I didn't even want them on my phone. Yeah, I can forward them over. Daphne, can she send them to you? And yes, I can absolutely forward them to you. It's really nasty, by the way. Just make sure you have a bottle of Tums next to you.
I don't really want to talk on too much to do with Malehya. It's best that we don't.
Okay. And so you mentioned that there were some accusations about your past drug use. I've read some things about it being drug use that week, the week the children went missing. Is there any truth to that?
No, I didn't have any drugs. And Major Crimes knows that. Or they would have, charged me with possession of drugs or drug paraphernalia. There was nothing at the house. So, and they know that.
What is your history in terms of the drug use? What would you like to share, just to clear the air?
I did not have any drugs. People thought I was doing drugs during the search. Absolutely not. I don't owe any drug dealers money. I don't owe anyone drugs. I'm not a drug dealer. I don't manufacture drugs. Can't really speak on anything more than that, I guess.
Those have been all the accusations made at you.
That I have, manufactured drugs, sell them. I give them to people to sell. It's crazy.
No drug party that night?
No, there was no drug party. There was no leaving during the middle of the night. When we pulled into the yard I'm
going to stop it right there because remember Darren's speech now. Darren said that Brad was telling the truth about Daniel going out that night, but Daniel was going to party. And I'm thinking, and then you look at Brad's map where he mapped out, the areas where Daniel went that night. And I'm like, why the hell would he be partying? driving to those areas. It's just so odd to me, right? It just doesn't make sense. It's all hogwash, in my opinion, right? It's just crazy.
Thursday afternoon, it would have been about 3:50 or just right before 4 o'clock. The vehicle did not move till the next morning until I got in it and then went searching for Lily and Jack that morning when Malehya was on dispatch.
He plays with words too, right? So the next morning, well, if you think midnight, after midnight is in the morning, right? For the next day. So playing on words, right? I didn't take the car, right? Yeah, don't take a car. You took a SUV, word playing, word salad.
Or contacted dispatch.
How have all of these allegations impacted you?
At the start, it didn't bother me because they're obviously all not true. Basically anyone can just go on there and say whatever they want without any recourse at all. And over time, it started to get to me because it's just constant, right? I tried to keep up on it all and tried to, tell everyone the truth and correct everyone, but it was just too much. When those groups start to get so large and there's thousands and thousands of comments and thousands of questions every day, it's too much. Then you have YouTube creators, they just go on and, they basically become delusional. They have their mob and they look to destroy, or they're completely obsessed with me and the case.
Yeah, I mean, what have you learned about the true crime community?
That it's absolutely vicious, and I said this word a lot, but obsessive. And it's a lot of those creators in the true crime community, it's like basically, talking to like a barnyard animal, I guess you could say. They don't add any value other than just being there.
I can tell you right now, him saying that, right? Barnyard animal, and what they sit there and call Shan, I can tell you right now that they're either friends with him or it's him doing that on a spoof account. Just my opinion. Yeah. Think about it. Like, why would he say that? Right? It's bullshit. It's bullshit. But do you guys want to watch the rest of this? I wanted just to show the blood, talk about the DNA and all that. Yeah, I know. Well, that's what I see too, right? It's always about me, trying to clear my name and stuff like that. It's not about talking about what the kids did, yes, he explained that we went here and stuff like that, but I mean, there's no little details like, yeah, we woke up. Did you make them breakfast? Did you check on them Friday morning? Did Malehya check on them Friday morning? Like, you gave us details that you had to go look for your tools and it took a while, right? Like, why do we need those details? What are the details with Jack and Lilly? What were they doing out in the yard other than playing with bugs and worms, right? There's no details about Jack and Lilly. There's just details about them clearing their name. He's talking about Shan, which is bullshit. Shan's beautiful. Like, it's just bullshit. It's sad. It really is. It's sad. But it sounds to me that CBC is trying to make true crime look bad. Yeah, well, in my opinion, they don't like YouTube. All the mainstream media is like that. It's not just them, because they feel that the YouTubers take views from them. That's the way I see it anyways. Just from, you know what I mean? Yeah. Did Malehya ask if she should call the police, or did she call when he was at the little cabin? See, that's a conflict, right? Like, he said that, yes, he actually has two different statements. First, he says, no, wait a minute. Remember in his other sit down interview when he says, just wait a minute before you call 911, right? And then in his text messages, I have messages, text messages, he says, yes, effing call 911. Remember that? But it has her calling 911 at 10:01 a.m. So he said that when he came down from the cabins, she was like on her phone messaging or something. Like it made him upset that she was messaging. I don't know. That's the way I took it. Thank you, Ruby. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, that's very sad that they're using Patty's money like that. I mean, unless she's like giving it to them, but I don't know. That's not right. I always thought it was odd that they took him a while to find his tools. Why? It's not like he had a, yeah, exactly, Lucy. I find it odd as well. Well, like it just doesn't make sense, right? Like, why give us that detail? Like I said before, it's like you don't, when you're explaining something to someone, you're not going to say, oh, wait, I took 5 minutes out to use the restroom. Do you know what I mean? Like it sounds like that, like it doesn't belong. You know what I mean? Like it's something that doesn't belong in the statement, but I don't know. Like he's just giving something to get off of the subject. So maybe something happened around the time that they were building the fence. I don't know. So he's trying to add on to it, but I could be completely wrong. Yes, exactly. We're obsessed with finding out what happened to Jack and Lilly because kids don't just vanish. They don't. It's not normal. Yeah, they're exactly. Yeah, Shan's on. They are intimidated by her. I remember when I met Shan, it was like a month after Jack and Lilly disappeared, and her and I started chit-chatting. I had left a comment, right? Because I was trying to freaking make a timeline, and I was going crazy because of all the inconsistent statements, right? And the garbage that kept coming through. And she had replied to me. She's like, hey, I've been doing it too. She's like, contact me. And ever since then, her and I have been like stuck together like glue. Seriously. Like we just been stuck together like glue. And I told her to make a YouTube channel. You know, she was talking about, I was like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Because she's very intelligent and she's local. So in my opinion, some YouTubers are abusive, obsessive, and I'm like, no, I agree. Some are, absolutely. I mean, I'm not going to judge. It's not my channel, but I agree. Some people go too far, but, you know, I'm not going to, it's not, I don't know, to each their own, right? Hello. Oh, because okay, you guys are talking about, all right, I'm going to remove Mr. Martell here. And where am I at? Right there. Anything that is not about them trying to make you believe. Yeah, and I agree with that. I agree with that. The one statement that got me to was the shushing, right? The shushing. First, we heard this. Now, this was Darren, right? And he was in contact with Janie. And he did say that Janie stated, right? That first it was Malehya shushing the kids. Listen to this. And then it went to a lady shushing the kids to no, I didn't hear shushing, but it switched because Daniel said he told Lily to shush because she was going to wake up the baby. And I'm like, what the freaking heck? It's like they flip roles. It's so freaking weird. But I have a text message from Daniel that he even said, mom said she heard shushing that morning. So Daniel said it too. So, I mean, Darren's not lying about that. He's not lying about that. And Belinda, didn't she tell Belinda too? In my opinion, three kids heard, said that 2 didn't get up to tend to the children. 6 and 4 cannot take. Yeah, no, I agree. There's too many people coming out of the woodwork now, and Durwood is playing. Yeah, I agree. Like all these new players coming out of the woodwork. I don't know what happened with him and Sheehan. I have never heard her falsely accused or obsessed. No, she hasn't. I have never heard her falsely accuse him. She seems very I mean, she has her opinion like I do, right? But it's not. It is awful. It is awful. Durwood, they are. And it's all the same people. You can tell. He intentionally said barnyard animals because he wanted her to know that it's either him or one of his cronies, in my opinion, doing it. Let's see. April, wait. Okay, you guys are talking. And calling 911 before checking with Janie. Yeah, I agree, right? And then Janie just somehow wakes up miraculously, right? Like out of her sleep, out of dozing 50 times, dozing, right? She goes back to sleep because she hears Daniel from the sliding door. She knew he was standing at the sliding door. And she's like, oh, let me go back to dozing, right? Here's the kids outside. And if she did hear someone shushing the kids, she went back to dozing, but somehow miraculously like woke up and went outside and found Malehya standing in front of the trailer, right? With the baby on her hip, which I thought that was so weird too. Like, why? That's just weird to say it like that. And she confronts Malehya, but she doesn't know what's going on yet because Malehya and Daniel bypassed her RV. Even if you thought she wasn't home, right? You would still go and check. The chickens are out, so she has to be home. They had to have seen the freaking chickens or heard them. They're right there. If you're at the sliding door, you have to see the freaking chickens are out. So you have to put 2 and 2 together and realize, oh, my mom's home, because the neighbors aren't going to come over and let the freaking chickens out, right? Like, it doesn't make sense. Yes, they said that Jack lets the chickens out, but it sounded to me that Jack messes with the chicken cage or something, maybe lets them run out in the yard, but I could be wrong. So yeah, it doesn't make sense. Why didn't they, right? Exactly, because she's close. She knows a lot. Janie said Malehya was on her phone. Yeah, with the baby on her hip. I would not be able to hold my grandson and be on the phone at the same time if it does not make sense. Yeah. I guess maybe she can. I'm not that coordinated. I'm glad Darren has disappeared. Oh no, he hasn't. He hasn't, Mariska. He was just on Susan's channel talking about the toolbox, auctioning off the toolbox for $1,000. Yeah. That's what he was doing. This was just a couple days ago too. If you want to watch it, her channel is Hidden in the Fog. I'll put it here. He literally just went on her channel, Hidden in the Fog. He says that they're auctioning it off for $1,000. Is this the weirdest case ever? I agree. At first, he's thankful that everybody is looking for the children, and now it's the same crap. Jason. Oh, yeah. The Canadian media needs to be held accountable, especially publicly funded. Daniel is always oversharing, exaggerating. Yeah, I agree with that. But we don't know where the tools were. Was he hiding them because he thought someone was stealing stuff? Where the tools at Earl's? That's the thing, Christina. Where where were the tools at, right? Why did it take you a long time to find your tools? I could tell you where the wrench was. It was in the freaking door. They've got 4 doors, right? You have the front door, the sliding door, the door in the bedroom, right? And isn't there another door? Maybe there's only 3. The front door, sliding door, and the bedroom door. And there's a door next to it, I think, too, but I could be wrong. Why are you just putting a wrench in the front door? It just doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't. I think I heard the tools were at a friend's house, but I could be wrong. Yeah, late slips for you. Yep, oversharing. Oversharing on certain things, right? Like the tools is oversharing, obviously. The bugs and worms things, I think is weird. Yes, Jack liked bugs, playing with bugs, but is that it? That's all he liked playing with was bugs? Like he didn't do anything else? He didn't like to play with little trucks or anything? He just liked playing with bugs, which I thought was weird. Yeah, it's very odd. Well, the video he made was very condescending. I agree. I agree. You're worried about Shan? Shan's okay. Yeah, it is ridiculous, Mariska. Yes, mainstream propaganda. Absolutely. All right. Yeah, it's usually just a couple people and they make several different accounts. Let's see. Hold on one second. I missed one. Hold on. Did I miss somebody's thing? Oh, making pictures and threatening. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Let's see. You guys have any other questions? Everybody is receiving threats for speaking. Yeah. No, I agree, Polly. I absolutely agree. Yeah. Everybody. It's ridiculous. I should have done the same with Jason and charged. I waited too long. All right, let's see. In my opinion, DNA was if something happens, they'll have DNA and something. If it turns cold, who knows? Who else has taken? Yeah, I don't think anybody. I mean, they probably got DNA from Malehya, obviously. Like her blood and DNA, obviously, because, if they find Jack and Lilly. But the blood, I feel, is for the confinement case. It seemed like he thought in this interview it was for the blanket. But I don't think it is. Just my thoughts. Yes, she did. Daphne Daniel told me that first. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Thank you. At 6:30 in the morning. Well, if you think about it, the only 2 people that were up that morning were Malehya and Janie. If Malehya's telling the truth, that Daniel was asleep from 6:11 to 9:40 in the morning. But the thing is, at 6:11, Malehya should have still been sleeping, right? Because she hit the snooze and didn't wake back up until 6:15. And why did Janie McKenzie not say to Malehya she heard Jack and Lilly that? Yeah, you're right? You're right, because she said that Malehya, she didn't know until after, right? She didn't know until after the fact. That's freaking weird. Like, wouldn't you say, oh, I just heard them out in the yard? That's a good question. I never thought about that. If Janie heard Jack and Lilly out in the yard that morning, then why didn't she tell Daniel and Malehya, hey, I just heard them in the yard? Like, geez, like what, 20 minutes ago? I just heard them in the yard. How can they be gone? Because Malehya said she didn't know until later? So that's a very good question. Very good question. Yeah. It's all weird. I think there's been bad blood between both families for a while. It seems like. Yeah, I don't know what his problem is. She hosted him, hon. She hosted him. In my opinion, if they didn't get up to tend to the kids on day missing and they walked away, someone or more could have took the kids and done something to them. I thought that too. What if they left them outside Thursday night? Oh, did you? I'm sorry, I'm behind in chat. I just seen did you email it to me? Did you email me? Yeah, so what if they left the kids outside? Think about that. Hold on one second. You guys want to look at that? Look at something real quick. I was posted to see who would actually ridicule stupid enough to take it seriously. Are you serious? Is this right now? Is this in his chat right now? Jess? What a freak. I can't believe it. I'm not in there right now. Are you serious? Yeah, I got it. He just posted that and I'm not in there. I'm about to go in there and be an asshole. Durwood said the toolbox video was posted to see who would be ridiculously stupid enough to take it seriously. You swallowed the bait, hook, line, and sinker. What a silly little fool you are. Laugh my ass off by now. Wow. Thanks, Jess. Durwood just wrote that in Justin's chat. He just wrote that in Justin's chat. Thank you. Daphne, I sent you something to show. Okay. Give me a second. I just see the one. Do you want me to show it? I thought he borrowed the tools from Jordan. Yeah, good question. I thought he did too. Okay, hold on. I'll pull it up. Give me a sec. I thought he did too. Because then you have the one lady saying that she saw Jack and Lilly outside. Hold on, I got my other email up here. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to show it. Give me a sec. Wow, what a freaking jerk. I can't believe he did this. All right, I'm going to pull it up. Thank you. They have a woodshed that stores their firewood. So much of this doesn't belong. Okay, you guys. So Durwood was just in Justin's chat, and I'm going to show you. Thanks to Jess, she got a screenshot. All right. All right, one second. Let me pull it up. Let me know if you can see this or not. Oh, wait. Where's my email at? Oh, sorry. Hold on one second. Let me get rid of this and pull it up real quick. I cannot freaking believe him. He didn't come in here. He probably was in here. Okay. But I didn't talk about the toolbox. Where the heck is this? Okay. All right. All right, look. All right, let me move that. So this is Justin. And he's live right now. And this is Durwood. Do you guys see that? Malehya and Daniel Malehya would have heard, absolutely, they would have heard Jack and Lilly from their bedroom. Absolutely. Yeah, Janie said that she heard them playing or heard them talking and playing on their swings. Yeah, she heard them playing and talking on their swings. Yeah. Hey, the real Norbeaster. Durwood really needs to put a sock in this because he's turning into a circuit. Yeah, no, I agree. Look at this shit. This is crazy. Oh, it's from last night. Thank you, the hustler. Thank you. Yep. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Either they were left outside or, yeah, this is crazy. I'm going to read it to you guys. This is as big as I can blow it up. He says the toolbox vid was posted to see who would be ridiculously stupid enough to take it seriously. You swallowed the bait, hook, line, and sinker. What a silly fool you are. What a freaking turd. What a freaking turd. Hi, Sky Painter. Good to see you. What is wrong with him? There was a Southern podcast, yes, reporting on the parents driving the kids out of the area because he did that early. Yes, that is Brooks. He was on her channel doing that shit too. Yeah, he did it for a joke. Yep, there you go. Yep. He needs to be charged with making false. Yeah, or with obstruction. I'm sorry. Here, let me scroll down. I'm so sorry. I'm way behind. Hold on. Hi, Al. Good to see you. Yeah, you seen that? Why do I always miss everything? Yeah, it's bullshit, guys. I'm sorry. Like, seriously, if he's going to auction it off and use it to pay searchers, then that's a good thing. But then you're going to sit there and make a joke. Yeah, I don't even want to play the fucking video. Excuse my language. I know, absolutely disgusting. Just says more about yeah, no, I agree. I agree. No, he sits there and freaking laughs about it. He's like, oh, there's a nice, he didn't say there was a wrench in there. Here, do you want me to play the video? Do you guys want me to play the video? Hold on. Give me a second. No, I like Susan, but I don't like Durwood. Hold on. I'll play this and I probably got to go. I've been on here for 3 hours. What's hidden? Okay. Hidden in the fog, right? Hidden in the fog. Yeah, he's being a complete fool. And he does a video showing the contents in it. Give me a second. Let me remove this. Thanks, Jess, for sending that to me. I had no idea. Sorry, my computer starts getting tired. It's old. All right, 1 second. Okay. Add the stage right here. Can I blow that up? Okay. All right, this is hidden in the fog, and I'll do credit. Did Justin see that? No, it doesn't help them. Absolutely, it doesn't help them. But I'm going to show you how ridiculous this is. Hold on 1 second. Give me a second.
A rust toolbox buried beneath the snow. On its base, it appears to be nothing remarkable. But in the online world following the disappearance of Nova Scotia siblings Lilly and Jack Sullivan, that forgotten metal box has suddenly become the subject of speculation. Some have suggested it could contain evidence connected to the children.
Oh, good night, Mariska. I will forward that email over to you. It's good seeing you, my dear. Have a good night.
Disappearance. Police, however, say they are not interested in it.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
He saw it.
This is the infamous Durwood O'Grady. A lady from Hidden in the Fog channel. Her name is Susan Lowe, and she's been very truthful and helpful with me, and I've been as truthful and helpful with her as I can back. We've both been respectful to each other, which means a lot. And she asked me if I would send her pictures or video of the famous, the mysterious, the toolbox. So anyway, here it is. It's about 2.5 feet wide. It's just a rusty old toolbox. I dug it out of the snowbank where Daniel Martel chucked it at Foxbrook. I haven't opened it yet, but we'll do that right now.
Foxbrook.
Here we go. Oh.
So did he borrow the freaking tools or what? Did he borrow the tools from his son or what? Or is this all a freaking joke? You know what I mean? Come on.
It's stuck. All right. Oh, look at this.
Can I make that smaller? Hold on 1 second.
Oh, my Lord.
Hold on, I'm gonna make this smaller.
What?
so you guys can
What
see.
an arrangement.
Stop.
So why has this toolbox captured so much attention? The story begins with Darren Geddes, a relative of the missing children. During an interview with this channel, Geddes shared an unusual detail about a toolbox that once belonged to Daniel Martel, the man who was the children's stepfather at the time they disappeared. According to Geddes, Martel had traded the toolbox to Geddes' son, Jordan. On its own, the detail might seem insignificant. But in a case still surrounded by unanswered questions, even the smallest connection can quickly become the focus of speculation.
Look at that. There's a rivet gun, a tire iron, a level. Oh boy. Some nails, another rivet gun, an adjustable crescent wrench, and a pair of pliers, and a couple other hoodads and doodads. Jesus. I'm absolutely sure that the YouTube crime experts will have a lot of analysis to do with this. Mike DeMann will go right crazy when he sees this. So anyway, I don't know what else to tell you other than this is the famous.
Yeah, I'm done with that. I'm done with it. I'm not going to entertain it. The only thing, come on. The only thing that I wanted to say was maybe, oh goodness gracious. How do I get rid of this thing here? Maybe he did, actually, because there was a witness, right? That's what I'm getting at. There was a witness that, am I freezing up? Let me remove this. I got to remove a bunch of tabs so I don't freeze up. Okay. Sorry, my computer freezes up. Sometimes I have so much going on here. So think about this. The witness that we heard that she saw Jack and Lilly, right? So is that what this is coming from, right? There's a lot of mention of tools. That's what, and as well, right? The wrench, freaking the drill, right? He had to go look for his drill. The wrench, the drill. I don't know. It's just ridiculous. It really is. Yeah, I see it looks like a scraper, right? That you scrape ice off in a like ice cube tray or something too. But yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that. Absolutely. I don't see any either. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Staple gun. There you go. There's the other one. Absolutely. Yeah, you guys have, yeah, the winds are going to get worse. FYI, they're coming up. We just had a like 50-mile-per-hour winds. I can't believe you guys couldn't hear it. The rain was hitting the windows. So it's worse coming your way. I'm sorry. Don't forget, yeah, staple gun he couldn't find to put up flyers. It's fucking ridiculous. Excuse my language. It really is. It's ridiculous. But I wanted to do a video tonight, though, to talk about Jack and Lilly and go over the case some more. Lots of wind and rain here in Nova Scotia. Yeah, there's more coming. We were really warm today, like up to 70, and tomorrow the high is going to be in the teens with the windshield. It's crazy. The weather is so bipolar, bipolar like Durwood here. At least it's not snow. I agree with you, right? Fire horse, good to see you. Yes, I hate snow too. Early days, Durwood said he's secretly trying to get info from Malehya's family, but he was on. Yeah, no, I agree. And then, not to mention, stalking Malehya for Daniel, which is bullshit. You're getting wet snow right now? Oh, I'm sorry. I freaking hate snow. I hate it. Yeah. All right, you guys, I'm going to get off here. I've been on here for 3 hours. I really appreciate all of you guys for hanging out with me tonight and bringing some attention to Jack and Lily's case. I really, I like talking about Jack and Lily. I just wish that I could talk about them being found. It's been going on for too long now. It's just devastating. It really is. It makes me want to cry. 2 foot of snow yesterday into today, Ontario. Ontario, oh my gosh, you guys really do get hit. I hate shoveling. Oh, God. It makes my back hurt thinking it. Much love to you too, Squid. It's always good to see you. Seaweed, thank you for being here. Dodie, thank you. Miss Belinda, thank you for taking the time to be here. And Helicopter Grandma, always nice to see you. April, thank you. Longing Heart. Maria, thank you. Ginger's Mom and Firehorse, Lori. Nova, Nana, thank you. The Real Normeaster, thank you so much. I'm going up. Misty, thank you. Jess, thank you always. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Ginger's Mom, why demand he does speech analysis? Oh, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've watched this stuff before. Maybe. Longing Heart, thank you for being here. Miss Lynn, thank you. Sue, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Julia, thank you. Yes, it is gross, right? Thank you all so much. If I didn't mention you, thank you. Kelly, thank you. All of my mods, thank you. You guys are wonderful. Appreciate all of you for being here all the time. I know you're always busy. Thank you, Cheryl. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. You guys are amazing. Hi, Lucy. Thank you. Anastasia. Thank you. April and Al, of course. Al, talking about food, always making me hungry when I'm on my lives. So, but much love to each and every one of you. And let's keep spreading awareness for Jack and Lily until they are found. And hopefully soon we will have all the answers that we need. I think right now the focus is on the pink blanket. I think it's always been the pink blanket. The answers lie with that. And I will leave you all with that quote tonight. Or quote or answer or statement. But the answers lie with the pink blanket. Yes, much love. Good night. Have a wonderful night and stay warm, stay safe wherever you are. Justice for Jack and Lily. Thank you, Chris. Heather, thank you so much. Good night. Bye, Trail Hiker. Good night.